into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Oh, very good morning, you beautiful souls. Welcome to it. You're live with Expresso on a Monday morning filled with so much hope and joy and enthusiasm. Yes, a little bit of trepidation as well. It's the start of a brand new week and these are crazy times. But good morning and welcome nonetheless. My name is Graham Richards.
And I'm Toby Kubela, otherwise your Uncle Tabsy. What a good day. Today we're going to be focusing on coping during lockdown and how it's okay not to be okay. I mean, I've met so many people who are sort of not okay, but are hesitantly saying, not okay, hesitantly in denial. It's okay not to be okay. We all do cope with it differently, but of course on another spectrum, we're going to be taking a look at meals, how we can make our meals stretch this morning with our key ingredient being lentils. And on the menu, some really exciting things. You want to take us through the menu?
Yeah, man, we've got some amazing meat-free options for you today. 30 minutes, masaman dal curry, sounds great. A lentil moussaka bake, really interesting. We've got vegan cauliflower and lentil tacos.
Okay.
It's going to be really, really cool.
Yeah.
And then a chocolate lentil cake, which is just...
Here's my appetite.
But it's a meat-free Monday because we urge you to try these options. Try something new today. Maybe today is the day that you can change your diet, you can change your outlook on life. We're also going to be talking a little bit about sports. Maybe you can change your sporting opinions or you can just remain stuck in a rut like some people that we know.
And we're not looking or sniffing anyone.
Good morning, everybody. It's too early to throw shade, guys. Like, hi, let us first say hello. Let us first wake up. Hello, South Africa. My name is Jamie Lee Domberg.
Good morning, you magical people. Of course, kicking off this Monday, my name is Raul Demone, and can we not be more excited to chat to you beautiful people this morning? Oh, the energy is so rife in the studio.
Absolutely. We're still all trying to just find our way around it. We are still on lockdown. A lot of people are still staying at home, or you should be staying at home. And, you know, a lot of people's finding coping methods or mechanisms on how to stay sane during this time. That's why we're connecting with you on our social media, asking you what methods or what ways of coping mechanisms have you found to keep you sane during this time. A lot of people like to keep to routine. What about you? How are you, just trying to stay normal?
Could not agree more. I think routine is so essential during this time. For me, obviously, I schedule in a training session, which just allows that endorphin to release. It gives me an empowerment for the day, a sense of achievement. And of course, if you're joining the show later on, you can join us for some of that fitness that's going to release the endorphins and kick-start your Monday.
Oh, that's exactly how we plan to start our Monday morning right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. But of course, let's get onto it and find out what's happening in and around the world with G.
Thank you so much, team. Let's start here in South Africa, where the South African Police Service in the Western Cape has been placed on high alert in anticipation of planned public action in Cape Town today. The Provincial Police Commissioner's Office said this last night. Now, this, as reports on social media, have it that certain groups are threatening to shut down some parts of the mother city, including major freeways and access to roads later today. The police reiterated that gatherings are still prohibited under lockdown, and they would not hesitate to take decisive action should people embark on unlawful conduct. Then Mineral Resources and Energy Minister Gwede Mantashe has been discharged from hospital. He was admitted on the 20th of July after testing positive for COVID-19. Although he has been discharged, Mantashe has been advised by his medical team to self-isolate at his home for another 7 days. Meanwhile, Minister of Trade, Industry and Competition, Abraham Patel, is the latest member of the executive to test positive for COVID-19. And although he is in self-quarantine, he will continue to work from home. COVID-19 death toll in South Africa presently stands at 6,769 as cases have now risen to 445,433 in total. Staying with medical matters, but a little further afield, a blood test has shown to detect 5 types of cancer years before the disease could be spotted using conventional diagnostic methods. This is according to a study just published in Nature Communications. The test found cancers in 91% of people who showed no symptoms when the blood sample was collected, but were diagnosed 1 to 4 years later with stomach, esophageal, colon, lung, or liver cancer. Co-author Kun Zhang of the University of California in San Diego said the immediate focus now is to test people who are at a higher risk. And the World Health Organization has warned that malaria-related deaths in sub-Saharan Africa could more than double this year because of disruptions caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. The health emergency services in many countries have been shut down, large-scale treatments and prevention programs. Medical workers say many people suffering from malaria are staying away from health facilities in fear of contracting COVID-19. Nearly 95% of all of the world's malaria cases and deaths occur in countries in sub-Saharan Africa. And now, news of a splendid effort underway in fire-ravaged areas of Chile. Two sisters, Francisca and Constanza Torres, and their 3 border collies are planting seeds in areas of Chile devastated by the worst wildfires in the country's history. The sisters from Talca in Chile pay for everything themselves, and the project is done in their own time. The dogs wear backpacks filled with indigenous seeds which fall to the ground through holes when they run, and they drop up to 10 kilograms of seeds per day. The dogs, thinking it's more like a field trip than a job, cover some 30 kilometers each day and are rewarded with treats which they love. And looking at visuals, it looks like they really enjoy the process. Border collies, obviously perfect workers because they have high intelligence, energy and speed. Now, Francisca and Constanza don't expect their dogs to help regrow entire forests, but the project has gained international recognition, with authorities both in Canada and Australia getting in touch. The new challenge is to try to expand, and they wish to cultivate small trees and donate them to schools and places there are enough water so they can thrive and become big trees. So we certainly applaud their efforts. Now, taking a quick glimpse into the world of entertainment, while news reporters and journalists spend hours on end gathering critical information to share with the public, it's done with the best interests of the general populace in mind. Now, an incredible recent story has revealed, however, that the audience also cares about and pays attention to the journalists themselves. Florida reporter Victoria Price took to Instagram to share how she has been working full throttle since the pandemic began, covering the most important health story in a century, while her own health was the farthest thing from her own mind. That was until a viewer emailed her last month telling Victoria that she had noticed a lump on her neck that looked very similar to her own cancerous one. Victoria got tested, and it turns out her lump is cancerous. But the reporter expressed her deep gratitude to the viewer, who didn't even have to take it upon herself to raise the alarm, and shared that she is undergoing surgery today to remove the tumor, her thyroid and nearby lymph nodes in the process. So we're truly awed at how one person's compassion has saved another's life, and we wish her well on her recovery process and all the best with the procedure later today. That's where we leave our news. Let's tackle our sporting headlines. Oh, there was some nail-biting action in Super Rugby Aotearoa when the Hurricanes handed defending champions the Crusaders their first loss of the season, just edging them 34-32 in a thrilling match in Christchurch. In the second Aotearoa fixture, the Blues returned to second place on the standings behind the Crusaders. That was after recording a 21-17 win over the struggling Chiefs. That was yesterday. Warren Gatland's men remain at the bottom of the log with no wins from their 6 matches. And staying with rugby in the Australian domestic Super Rugby competition, Australia Super Rugby AU, the Brumbies top the table now after a 24-0 whitewash over the Western Force on Saturday. In the other fixture, a horrible discipline cost the Waratahs against the Rebels in Sydney. The Rebels walking away with a 29-10 victory, their first win in the AU competition. This was their third loss from 4 outings for the Tars. Then on to football. The final spectacular day of 2019-2020 Premier League football saw Manchester United overcome Leicester 2-0 at the King Power Stadium, and Chelsea beat Wolverhampton Wanderers 2-0 at Stamford Bridge to both qualify for UEFA Champions League football next season. So Chelsea and United join champions Liverpool and Manchester City, who have obviously already qualified for the tournament. The Premier League will say goodbye to Watford and Bournemouth, and Norwich City all finished at the bottom of the log, with Aston Villa just sneaking through. But of course, those 3 teams will be relegated from the competition, now down in the Championship. Then on to motorsport. Flying Frenchman Fabio Quartararo made it back-to-back wins in Spain after winning a hot and tiring race at the Andalusian Grand Prix. It was an all-Yamaha podium for the first time since 2014, with Monster Yamaha's Maverick Vinales in second and teammate and 9-time world champion Valentino Rossi making up the 3rd place on the podium. This was Rossi's first podium in a year and his 199th career podium ever. Astounding. Of course, that's where we leave our sport for now. We will delve a little deeper with our weekend sports review, so you want to stick around for that. But first, let's take a look at the weather.
A very good morning to you, South Africa. It's the start of a brand new day, a start of a brand new week. Here's Sibusisiwe Moyo saying goodbye to the weekend with this glorious deep orange sunset captured at Bloemberg, Cape Town on Sunday. Magnetizolo ekapa following an extremely hot Friday and Saturday. Kodwa ilanga liyaphuma namhlanje. It's going to be a sunny day at a maximum of 20 degrees. Sunrise is expected at 7:40 namhlanje, so please do not miss it. Nick Lombard takes us to Louriersfontein in the Northern Cape with the sunrise picture with a halo. Truly heaven sent, I must say. It is going to be a sunny day in your part of the country, Nick, with the temperatures ranging from 7 degrees reaching a high of 23 degrees. Today the sunrise is at 7:32. Thank you in advance to everyone in the Northern Cape for your sunrise pictures coming up. Nkosi kakhulu Busi and Nick, and have a great morning. Now, hurricane season in Texas has arrived early this year. Hurricane Hannah, the first Atlantic hurricane to make landfall in Texas in the month of July since Dolly in 2008, battered the South Texas coast with blistering winds and crashing waves into the early hours of yesterday. A disaster declaration for 32 counties was issued as torrential downpours are likely to lead to life-threatening flash flooding, even as Hannah weakens. With wind gusts of up to 145 kilometers an hour, the storm was earlier also tearing roofs off homes, destroying power lines and uprooting trees. The situation is even more complicated and severe, seeing that Hannah is sweeping through an area that is the most challenged in the state of Texas for COVID-19. We truly are going through some trials and tribulations across the globe, and I hope that we all try to keep, safe and protected during these difficult times. But now bringing it back home, Apa is South Africa, with a maximum of 17 and a minimum of 5 degrees. It's a cloudy day in Bombela at a low of 11, reaching a high of 18 and 25% chance of rain. It's a sunny day in Pretoria at a maximum of 19. Now moving over to Johannesburg, your low is 4 degrees, reaching a high of 17. Mahikeng starts off the morning at a low of 4 degrees, reaching a maximum of 21. Klerksdorp, it's a sunny day with temperatures ranging from 3, reaching a high of 20. Kimberley, 4:19. Bloemfontein starts off on a rather chilly note at -2 this morning, reaching a high of 19. Richards Bay, it's a partly cloudy day at a low of 12 degrees and a high of 18. 75% chance of rain, so if you do plan on stepping out, make sure to be covered. Pietermaritzburg, it's a cloudy day, 6:16. Durban, 13:17 with 64% chance of rain. Mthatha, it's a partly cloudy day, 3:17. And East London, your low is 11, reaching a high of 18. Cradock 2 is your low, reaching a maximum of 18. Port Elizabeth, the friendly city, 8:17. And George, it's a sunny day at a maximum of 17. Starts off the morning at 8. The mother city, Cape Town, 12:20. Worcester, 5:20. Sutherland, 1:17. Lastly, Uppington, a minimum of 6, reaching a high of 26. Remember, whichever part of the country you're in, whatever the weather, make sure to have yourselves a feel-good kind of day.
Be sure to make yourself have a fantastic and a feel-good type of Monday, a good start to the week. Thank you very much for choosing to start with us on your Feel Good Breakfast Show live right here on SABC3. We're in for a treat because it's a Monday morning, and that means it's Gospel Mondays with Jared Ricketts alongside Roderick McKay on the keys. Lots of options of really awesome songs for you to vote for, and of course those votes have been coming through fast and thick in the percentages. And here we've got Here I Am to Worship at 48.6%. I Surrender All sitting at 37.1%, and Fix Me, Jesus, at 14.3%. Woo, okay, well, that's going to be a really good one because all those are really fantastic options, and I can see the guys are raring to go. So make sure that you stick around right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show that's coming up after the break.
Warm up your winter with Super M by winning your share of 500,000 Rand in cash and prizes. Whether you need a morning pick-me-up, a midnight snack, or a study cram filler, buy any Super M, follow Super M SA on Instagram or Facebook, upload a photo of you enjoying a warmed-up Super M, and use the hashtag #WarmUpFiller to stand a chance of winning your share of that 500,000 Rand in cash and prizes.
my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, all you gorgeous people, right here to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Thank you so much for choosing to start your week and your day right here on SABC3. Now, for the past few weeks, we've truly been blessed to be joined every Monday morning by the oh-so-talented Jared Ricketts, who lifts our spirits in song and praise in the hopes of sending you into the week on an empowering note. We just had a bit of a check-up and I already got the goosebumps.
Sends the shivers through early on a Monday morning. Now he's someone who truly understands the unifying power of song. Now this was Nelson Mandela, and the struggles and journey of the legendary struggle stalwart were even captured in stirring songs like Asimbonanga and the celebratory Nelson Mandela chant. And he has these words to share.
He says, music is a great blessing. It has the power to elevate and liberate us. It sets people free to dream. It can unite us to sing with one voice. Such is the value of music. Absolutely.
I think that could not be said anymore. I think it's so exciting to see this performance. And of course, let us unite in the power of Jared Ricketts. Take it away.
Well, like you said, it's going to be a treat this morning. Jared Ricketts is in the house. Roderick McKay is ready to go. Those fingers are burning. But of course, this morning's show is all about coping during lockdown. As we all know, it can really take a toll on our mental health. And we've seen it happen with so many people around us, our loved ones. And what better way to get our spirits up than with Jared Ricketts and music. And of course, alongside Roderick McKay, presented, of course, 3 song options for you to choose from. And you have. Let's take a look at those. They are Here I Am to Worship at 48.6%. I Surrender All at 37.1%. And Fix Me Jesus at 14.3%. Well, we have counted your votes, right? And this morning we have a top 2. The winning songs this week from your votes obviously are Here I Am to Worship and I Surrender All. Such fantastic songs. But thank you very much for voting. That's not all. What we'd like to do, okay, we're putting a challenge to all of you out there at home this morning to sing along with us. Yes, how do you feel about that? Sing along with us. Record yourself performing to Here I Am to Worship, which is going to be on the show right now, and post it onto our social media pages. Maybe your video could be aired right here on the show. How about that? Next week, Monday, you become a part of Gospel Mondays. But right now, it's time for that performance we have been waiting for. Jared Ricketts and Roderick McKay. Here I Am to Worship.
Light of the world, you step down into darkness. Open my eyes, let me see beauty that made this heart adore you. Hope of a life spent with you. And here I am to worship, here I am to bow down, here I am
people, to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Yes, you hear that jingle. It's time to wish you, our loyal and love viewers, a very happy birthday. And we're going to get right into it because there's so many amazing people celebrating their birthday today. This one reads to Anushka Kemp, word 21, Pa Rian en Ma Odette, Oma Anne, Tannie Natasha en jou Pietpa oom Paul wens jou van te goriese dag toe. Tonne Jesus liefde vir jou vandag, Anushka. And then the next one reads to Jennifer, happy 50th birthday to Jennifer and Deli. God's blessings from Vaughan, Mum and Auntie Elise on your special day today.
I wish my niece Nolutando Simmons a happy birthday. Love you a lot from Uvuyiswa Dunjan. Happy birthday to you, Nolutando. I wish my son Cade Williams a happy 13th birthday from your mommy Jade. I love you. Happy birthday, Cade.
So sweet. And then happy birthday to my wife, my Nunu, Yvonne Coates. May God bless you today and this year going forward. Thanks for being an amazing wife and mother to our kids. Love you so much from Leah, Hannah and Leshay. I like that, my Nunu. My Nunu.
My Nana.
And then today is Mushida Babu's 18th birthday. Slamat on your special day. May Allah grant you many more memorable years, inshallah, from Vaughan, Gran and Auntie Nos. They love you so much, Mushida.
Jamie! Jamie?
No,
not this Jamie.
No,
Happy birthday to a special guy, Jamie Miller. May you have an awesome day from your mom, Carmelita, Kim, and the rest of the family. Happy birthday to you, Jamie. I missed a video today.
I know.
I wish we received videos this morning, birthday videos. Come on, if you'd like to send your loved one a birthday message, do so by simply sending your birthday wishes to or video to 071 640 6551 or email your wishes to birthdays@cardova.tv. Or better yet, we can give you a call on your birthday, right?
Yes, absolutely. So please send in all those videos. We'd absolutely love to wish you right here on the show. But let's find out what's cooking in the kitchen.
Just because it's dal doesn't mean it has to be dull, okay? We are getting really creative this morning with lentils. The humble lentil will be the king by the end of today. If you don't believe us, stick around because we're going to have a lot of fun with this incredibly versatile and ultra nutritious and very economical.
That's what I love about it.
Vegetable, am I right? What is a lentil? Is it well, I suppose it's
a pulse, yeah.
A pulse.
But I love the fact that how moms were so smart back in the day. They'll buy a small amount of mince and then bulk it up with lentils and then feed the whole village.
It's not cheating.
That's why
it's so nutritious.
I feel like this guy over here is a hero right now.
Completely.
Absolutely.
So that, and we are going to hero the hero today in our meals. We are making first up, and this is where the lentil really does come to life, a curry. And this is a masaman.
It's a masaman curry, yeah.
Masaman. So we're looking forward to that. So before we get cooking, just a quick reminder, Woolies, along with Gift of the Givers, teamed up with the aim of distributing 1 million meals to families in need through the Woolworths Fill a Bag campaign. You've got the drill by now. Now, each bag is filled with a balance of protein, with fresh fruit and vegetables, other staples, as well as some much-needed hygiene products to help curb the spread of COVID-19. A little wonder pack, each one. So we are so close to reaching that goal. Can you believe it? And together, we will do it. If you'd like to join us, all you have to do is scan the code on screen right now with your SnapScan app or your banking app to donate today. As little as 10 Rand can provide one person with 3 meals for an entire day. Doesn't matter how small the amount is. Obviously, we'd love you to do more if you can afford it, but any donation will help to make a massive difference. Remember to encourage your family, your friends, your neighbors, your colleagues. We've had a wonderful little challenge going on within our own office, and people have been certainly rising to that challenge. So we just got to do it. So please keep those donations coming, and thank you to so much who has donated. So we want to start this week on a high note. Let's do it, my friend. Let's hero the lentil. And I think a lot of people will be thinking, lentil? Really? Hey?
I love lentils. I just love them. I think it's the meatiness you get from them, and there's so many different varieties. Today we got the orange lentil in front of us here, but you can play around with so many different kinds. What I love about it, even like we were taught French cooking techniques, and the French are so precise about cooking lentils, you have no idea. And I think that attention and love, especially when we're working with Indian food or Asian food in general, if you give it that attention, you give it like normal French or Italian food, it just bursts.
Developing flavor.
Yeah.
So the French would be kind of your looser, maybe a bit more saucy, but this in this curry format.
They call it a pure lentil. Wow, people are going to come after me.
Yeah,
pure lentil. Yeah, but exactly. They just treat it with so much love, like you would like almost like a risotto.
Okay.
And then also like when we make these like dal curries, you want to give it the love and attention like you would a risotto. And I promise you it rewards you back So much. And in Cape Town.
Dal, not dull. Okay.
Dal never
Dal,
has to be
dal.
dal at
Okay.
all. Okay, cool. So we're gonna start off with, we're gonna actually start treating our cauliflower and our butternut with a bit of love, right?
Okay.
So the thing about vegetables is a lot of times, a lot of us have been brought up where if you just boil, and then you serve. It doesn't have to be that way. You wanna get maximum flavor. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna kind of like stir fry our butternut and our cauliflower before we roast it, okay? And we're gonna hit it with a little bit of green chili. Okay, okay, let me do the green chili second, because once that green chili hits the oil, we're all gonna start coughing and sneezing.
People be crying in here.
Yeah, they're gonna be crying. Okay, just mix it up a little bit.
What's in there? Ghee.
Just because you're going like meat-free doesn't mean you don't have to like go crazy. This is
show the
amazing.
love.
So we're going ghee today. Okay, a little bit of that oil going in. A little bit of that chili going in. And then I'm gonna hit it with a little bit of cauliflower. You could use broccoli. By all means, get that in there.
I found the cauli flavor profile balances the curry flavors so beautifully.
It's just
even if you just want to roast cauliflower, just dust it with some curry powder, some garam masala. Just put that in the oven, just sans anything else. It's
so amazing, so amazing.
So why do this? Why seal the cauli and butternut first?
I want to toast those flavors onto the butternut and to the cauliflower, and then give it like a head start to develop flavor.
Okay.
So a little bit of ghee just to make sure that spice is really going on. Can you smell it?
Yeah, that's
okay, cool.
beautiful.
So give it a good toss, just like that. And I love this recipe. This is a taste recipe, and I like the way that they build flavor on flavor, which I really think is really important, especially when you're working with meat-free dishes. You really want to just develop maximum flavor. So that goes to the oven. 35 to 40 minutes until it comes up beautifully charred. That's going to be your topper for your dal curry.
The char is vital here. I cannot stress that enough, especially with the cauliflower or broccoli. You've got to have a little bit of char.
I 100% agree. The same thing with meat. We say the crust is a must.
For sure.
And the same thing with your veggies.
Caramelization, yeah.
So, okay, a little bit of extra ghee. Okay, a little less. Graham's looking at me like, it's Monday.
Why, man?
Okay, cool. Okay, no, I like the fact that you don't mind. Okay, cool. A little bit of ghee going into the onions over there. You're gonna melt that through. Just get this heat up again. That's gonna start almost like deglazing. Onions use a little bit of water when they start cooking. So all that little bit of like crusty garlic, ginger,
that's all flavor, right?
there.
That's all flavor.
That's all flavor. You know, a little bit of lemongrass is going in there. That's gonna start lifting. That's gonna go into our sauce. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna hit it with our beautiful split red lentils, or orange lentils, what we call it. What I love about these is they cook really quickly. People think lentils take like days and days to cook. In about 20 minutes, not even. This guy's soft, and you're good to go.
And it's a pulse. It's not a. Is it a starch? Do you need to soak it beforehand?
No.
What's the vibe?
Some lentils, especially when you buy them dry, you might want to soak them. Still not necessary. You can add them dry to a dish, to a soup, to a stew, to bulk it up, and you'll see it'll cook through. It'll probably take about 35 minutes to cook through.
Okay.
You don't need to soak your lentils unless the recipe really calls for it. Then there's a reason for it. But for these ones, don't. Especially, you never need to soak this ever. This is the truth. Although with the red ones, you never need to soak them. So cool. That's going in there, smelling super amazing. I'm gonna hit the lentils in there. Give them a chance to soak up all the oil, the flavors from the ghee, the spices.
Wow.
Yeah, give them a chance to do that. They hit it with that massaman curry paste. So just grab a scissors. Nicole knows me in packaging. It's like I just rip everything. You should see me at Christmas. It's like,
yeah, like a Rottweiler.
Like a Rottweiler going crazy, yeah. So never. So when you buy me a Christmas present, don't spend hours wrapping it, okay?
I won't.
You won't buy me a Christmas present, or you won't wrap it?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. Okay. The massaman curry paste going in there, and he's going to break it up a bit. And again, I'm giving these lentils a chance to absorb all the flavor of this curry paste.
So, I mean, you've had about 4 different layers of flavor already. So whoever thinks that you are skimping on the flavor because you've gone a veggie route,
so wrong.
You are sorely mistaken.
So wrong. I'm going with a bit of chicken stock, but if you want to keep it completely meat-free, veggie stock's fine. And then break it up. Oh, it smells so amazing. Then I want to add a little bit of creaminess to this. And I want to do that by using a bit of coconut milk or coconut cream.
Because it's Thai.
Because it's Thai.
Yeah.
Those coconut flavors, coconut and curry, just for me, just go so well together. They both elevate each other. And it just makes a dish so
And you want
amazing.
that creaminess with this.
Yeah.
I mean, oh, man.
And then you're going to reduce this until those lentils suck up all the juice. They swell
and the red
up.
lentils, how long will they need to cook?
Well, these lentils, I say, honestly, after 15 minutes of simmering, they start breaking out, getting nice and soft. You don't want to overcook it to the point where it breaks down completely and just becomes part of the sauce.
It's like a paste, yeah.
Because it will do that. So kind of keep an eye on it when they've gone quite soft, but they've still got a little bit of their shape. Take it off. I like putting it on a plate, kind of spreading it all out, getting those roasted veggies out the oven, popping them on top. A little bit of sprinkle of coriander, mint, and chili. Serve this on the side, which is quite nice, a little bit of like a
fresh pop.
Here we go.
For sure.
Just to elevate it. And you serve that with a poppadom or some naan bread.
And you're winning at life. I cannot believe that this is a meat-free curry, first of all. The smells in this kitchen are absolutely amazing. Gee whiz.
Gee whiz.
Man, you've outdone yourself. You can find this recipe on expressoshow.com. Just the first of a multitude of amazing lentil recipes we're going to be exploring today. But this one is a great way to start. Finished off with a little bit of lime, and you're winning. How's that for the first meal on a Monday?
Yeah.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, you beautiful souls. Thank you so much for keeping it locked. It's a beautiful Monday morning, which means a ton of sport to get through with South Africa's top 8 rugby teams now returning to training this month. It's so exciting. We cannot wait. We can't wait to see them run out onto the field in competition. And the boys are looking fresh and ready. But until then, we have to thank our New Zealand and Australian domestic competitions for giving us just a little bit of live rugby, that fix every weekend. Our sports anchor, Jeremy Harris, now joins us to chat all things rugby. First of all, we'll talk a little bit of English football a bit later. Jeremy Harris, great to see you, my friend. How was the weekend? We're going to get some audio from him in just a moment. We're going to kick it off this morning with our Super Rugby Aotearoa. And of course, we saw the Crusaders suffering a very rare home defeat at the hands of the Hurricanes, 32-34. It takes a lot to beat the Canes on home soil. So an incredible performance, or to beat the Crusaders rather on home soil. So an incredible performance from the Hurricanes. And then the Blues just edging out the Chiefs. And the Chiefs have to be thinking, what do they have to do to win a game in this competition? I think they've gone 5 without a win. But it was the Hurricanes conceding a late try that nearly forced the game into extra time. I think the stand-up performer, although he was on the losing end of the scale, Richie Mo'unga, was absolutely amazing throughout and heartbreakingly just lost a penalty to allow the visitors to hold on to a famous 34-32 victory against the Satyrs in Christchurch. As I said, no mean feat. And you really, I think, can still applaud the Crusaders for being the front runners in the competition, despite having had a bye last weekend. I think they're going to be tough to beat, but the Blues would probably be the team to do it. The Blues keep those chances alive in the tournament with that a hard-fought win against the Chiefs, and it's difficult. I think Warren Gatland's side are playing some really good rugby, but on the day, just not able to convert. And I think the powerhouse All Black outfit within that Blues number certainly doing the business. We are still waiting to see the full potential of that team on play, but we're going to try to connect with Jeremy in just a few moments, and we'll continue our sporting chat in just a second. We'll see you on the other side of a quick fitness break now. Let's get that blood pumping on a Monday morning.
You're still locked into your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and our next guest is a TV and radio personality, an MC, a speaker, and a virtual trainer. Now, is there anything this woman cannot do? I don't know. Well, Liesl van der Westhuizen is a former member of the Expresso family and has been talking to the South African media industry by storm. Now, this morning she joins us to talk about fitness and will later be showing us how she's been keeping fit during the lockdown. Welcome, Liesl. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning. I'm fabulous. Thank you so much.
It's so good having you in the studio and seeing your energy once again. How's lockdown been treating you?
Listen, at the start of it, it was quite tough to get into a fitness routine and regime. And I was just inundated with all these fitness options. Every second person internationally and locally was doing a workout. And what I thought I'd do for lockdown to make it easy for myself, I started compiling a list of workouts daily. And then I started just showcasing that on social media. And I have a daily fitness guide where I do a roundup. It's your fitness gig guide. So that's been keeping me busy. I test out the workouts and I do a review on my social platforms. So from being tough and not being fit to enjoying my fitness level and the lockdown.
That sounds fantastic. It's great to see how much positivity you could take from it. But listen, you mentioned the fitness guide earlier, but how are things been going with that? How has it taken off?
So it's so nice because people started to struggle with lockdown, started to struggle with the amount of options with workouts. And I thought, let's feature local trainers based in South Africa, feature the workouts that they're doing because everyone's gone virtual now. And there's no more events happening and there's no really big events guides around. So I thought, why not start a fitness gig guide where I showcase what our local trainers are doing. And a lot of these trainers are not only training in South Africa, they're training worldwide from Cape Town, from Johannesburg, from Pretoria. So I thought, let's give a platform and a way to showcase what the trainers are doing.
No, I think it's so awesome that we can actually get access to some international flavors as well. I think this pandemic has kind of sort of provided a silver lining for trainers, and I think something like your fitness guide is just incredible. We obviously chatted earlier about the fitness session that you'll be taking us through, and I think it's so important for everyone just to enjoy what they're doing, number one, and of course it doesn't need to be so overwhelming. So with that being said, I believe you're going to be blessing us with a really simple but yet effective workout that we can do in our living rooms and our gardens. We don't need any equipment, so should we get this started? I'm ready to get my sweat on and share this incredible session with the viewers.
Yes.
All right, let's do it.
Absolutely. I've got to put my headband on because I'm trying to do my Jane Fonda moves here.
Look in the pot indeed. I love it. And
their headbands and everything, having fun with the fitness. I'm a terrible skipper, so I thought I'm going to challenge myself for the month of July and improve my skipping. So don't worry if you don't have a skipping rope. I'm going to show you how to do it. And simple exercises, 4 simple exercises, do every day and do 20, start with 20 and raise it every day for the next 30 days. And you're going to see an improvement with your skipping. So it's going to focus on glutes. It's just going to focus on the legs. And it's just something fun that you can do. And that's what it's all about.
All right.
So should we get started?
You're talking my language. I heard fun. I heard a little bit of sweatiness. So let's get going. Where do we begin with this?
Okay, so if you don't have a skipping rope at home, don't worry, don't panic. Throw it aside if you do have one. What we can start with is we're going to start with a leg running raises. So you do 20 of those. Simple. If you don't have a skipping rope, 20 high knee raises, counting to 20, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, doing well. 3, 2, 1. There we go. Straight into a squat. So I want to make sure that you're doing your squat properly.
Okay.
Make sure your back is straight. Make sure that you're down. Please make sure that your knees aren't going over your toes. And that's most important. I know you tell the viewers this all the time. It's all about form. It's not about making it the most reps that you can do. It's about the quality of the training, not the quantity. So give me 20 of these.
I couldn't agree more, and I'm loving this. So just been a little simple warm-up, and we're moving straight into working the glutes and the quads here. And Liesl, I'm definitely feeling this for all those first-timers out there. If you're feeling a burn in the glutes, I'm sure we can take that as a good sign. Is that the right thing, Liesl? Is that correct?
Yes, but if it's something that's unbearable, if it's a pain that's unbearable, please consult your medical practitioner. I say this before any of my fitness workouts. If you are struggling with your fitness, please make sure you consult a medical professional just to make sure that you're able to do the movements. Perhaps go see a biokineticist to get an assessment on what movements you can do.
So all you guys at home, don't worry. If you're struggling with this and it is your first time, that is okay. Just make sure that you are enjoying these movements like Liesl says. Just finishing our squats, we're moving over to the next exercise. What do you have for us next?
It's back. You can either do a jump like this or running kick butts, as we like to call it. Now, I'm going super fast. You don't have to go super fast at home. You can do it at your pace, your level. That's why I've chosen these exercises. Do it at your pace, your level. Just 20 kickbacks or 20 high raises. Slow or as fast, whatever level you want. When you've done that, we're going to do another lunge, back lunge. All this workout, this glute workout, is really great for when you start your skipping. And I've added these raises, these kickbacks, as alternatives if you're not skipping. So don't panic if you don't have a skipping rope. Now we're going to go to back lunges. Once again, form, very, very important. And you'll see my dog Leia in the shot. She thinks it's workout time. And you alternate. Just do 20, 10 on each side, as slow and controlled as possible.
I love these lunges especially.
And it's harder for someone as tall as me. I've got...
Yeah, those tall legs, I can feel you there on that one as well. I think these females of mine are also making this a little bit more tricky. But Liesl, I've got to say, we are nailing the legs right now. I'm definitely feeling the burn. I do a little bit of training, so for anyone at home, again, that is feeling this burn, that's a good thing. That means we're working out, we're making magic. And Liesl, unfortunately, we don't have enough time to showcase an entire workout, but how would we complete this entire session if we were to carry on with these exercises?
It's just these 4 movements. You replace your knee highs and your kick butts with a skipping rope or a rope, whatever you have. So you do 20 of those. Then you go 20 of these. Then you go 20 of the lunges. Back to the skip rope. That's day 1, done. The next day you do 22. So you add 2 to every one of your workouts. And for 30 days, you'll actually see an improvement with your skipping. I started it in July. I'm only halfway through, already getting there and starting to see a bit of improvement when it comes to skipping.
Absolutely brilliant. So not only has it been an incredible workout, but it's also a crazy and very, very fun challenge that you guys can increase on that intensity every single day. But Liesl, I can't thank you so much for joining us this morning. It's been an absolute pleasure. I hope you continue to inspire us with your fit and active lifestyle, and we are looking so forward to seeing what is to come next. Have a beautiful day.
Thanks for the workout. Cheers, guys.
Whew, feeling that one indeed, guys. Hope you enjoyed.
You only have one skin. Nourish it and wear it bravely.
What's happening? Earl, how are you, buddy?
Hey, how you doing? Thanks for having me.
Absolute pleasure, man. Congratulations on the season, dude.
Absolutely phenomenal.
Jeremy, are you there?
I can hear you, mate.
Haha, there we go. That's better.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, so I'm just going to quickly touch on rugby, Jeremy, just so you can give us your overview of why.
Are you tired of conference calls, connectivity problems, and need to go on site or be in the boardroom? Well, Mango are soaring the skies once again. As we navigate through this new normal, businesses need to recover, and Mango cares about business. For affordable and reliable business and essential travel, visit www.flymango.com. Go discover more. Go Mango. Book now. Terms and conditions apply.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso. Thank you so much for tuning in. After our false start a little bit earlier, we're going to crack right on getting back into our weekend sporting action. It's time for our sports review with our sports anchor, Jeremy Harris, still with us this morning. He's joined by Liverpool super fan like there is any other, Earl Pentov, who will be discussing Liverpool's obviously big English Premier League win this season, what it all means. Gentlemen, a very good morning to both of you. How are you?
I'm very well, and you?
Yeah, good, thanks, G. Good to talk to you again.
So great to connect. I'm just going to quickly, before we get on to the English football, and what a day, a final day on the league we were treated to yesterday, but just quickly touching on Super Rugby to get your take on the Crusaders losing to the Hurricanes. That's no mean feat, being able to beat the Satyrs at home, eh?
I've got to say that probably both of those results over the weekend, Graham, very disappointing, surprising. I would have thought the Crusaders would have come back as they normally do and picked up the win there. And then the Chiefs still winless. I mean, that's almost impossible to imagine that.
And, I mean, they looked strong against the Blues as well. Warren Gatland must be scratching his head. What is not working for the Chiefs at the moment? How could they go 5 games now on the trot with a team that's got that much potential? What isn't working for them?
I mean, I'm trying to work it out myself. Obviously, I'm sure Gatland and all of these very clever men are trying to do the same thing. But it is a team that should... it really should be something that is just cruising, or they should be cruising to wins, but they're not. There's just something that isn't clicking for them. And, I mean, as much as they've lost by 2 points, 1 point, 3 points here and there, they could easily have won those games. But it's hard to imagine that the Chiefs, after, 5 outings, are completely winless in this competition.
And as much as it pains me to say it after they try to kick us out of Super Rugby, but the New Zealand is still providing for me the pinnacle of domestic rugby, just absolutely beautiful to watch. Maybe not so much Super Rugby AU. Australian rugby at the moment, maybe not at quite the same level. What do you make of the Waratahs going down to the Rebels, the Tars, not having a great restart to their season?
Yeah, I mean, there it's a 1 win from 4 outings, and also maybe just on the same level as the Chiefs. Also a little bit surprising that they're a little bit off colour at the moment. I got to tell you, the intensity looks a little bit different to me when I watch AU versus Aotearoa. So I mean, I won't lie, I enjoy the New Zealand version of Super Rugby, the diluted version of Super Rugby, a little bit more than the Australian version.
All right, so let's put the rugby behind us because it's all about English football this week. The big winners, the big losers. Heartbroken to see Bournemouth go down, but we were treated to a plethora of footballing action and, of course, some nervous moments. Actually, in fact, not the best restart for Liverpool after the break due to COVID-19. But maybe I can put this to you, our super fan, Earl. First of all, congratulations. A fantastic, fantastic achievement. 30 years. In fact, not in the modern era have you lifted that trophy as a super fan, and we know that there are legions of fans here in Cape Town in South Africa for Liverpool. How are you feeling about this season?
Thank you. I am ecstatic and phenomenal. I must tell you, the long wait, and as I was telling my wife, been waiting since the 89-90 season. So for me, I'm ecstatic and still in the celebration mode. As you can see, it's been a long wait, but I think it's well deserved, and it's about time that they are new Premier League winners. So yeah, for me,
for this team, what has made them this successful, do you think?
Well, I think under the gaffer, the team just gelled together. I think a dominance in the midfield, and I think for one player, for me, I think was Virgil van Dijk. I think if it wasn't for him, for his pure dominance in the back line, I think Liverpool would have been waited a little bit more longer for this trophy, to be honest with you. So
that this team could go from strength to strength next year, and of course will be involved in Champions League football. But let's take a broader sweep now at our final results, but a couple of important ones yesterday. Let's talk about the top of the table. Both Manchester United and Chelsea earning their spot in Champions League football. Let's start with Chelsea beating Wolves, and that's no mean feat when you talk about achievements. Chelsea have been superb when you consider new coach, and it's not just the Pulisic and the young players that have performed, but the Olivier Girouds, their older players, the senior players, have stood up and delivered.
Sort of overconfidence. That being said, Frank Lampard's doing a really good job with his Chelsea team, and they will look to build on that going into the new season.
We've seen a couple of former players, Solskjaer, Arteta. That seems to be the theme in English Premier League. A lot of pressure on young shoulders, but they've been able to turn things around. An incredible performance, I think, from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's Manchester United when we consider where they were, the diabolical form and the situation that he walked into, to where they are now, to be playing in Champions League football. That is phenomenal. Maybe I can ask you, Earl, as a completely unobjective footballing fan, but what do you make of Ole Gunnar and his ability to marshal and kind of rebuild and remold this Manchester United squad?
Yeah, look, from our point of view, they had a very cracky start, but I think as putting together a young team as what he has now. For me, I thought they would never make the top four. And I mean, for a top club like United, I mean, they have to, the build up, I think, even to yesterday's game, I was sitting with my friend Ben, and he was so nervy that I said, don't worry, my friend, all things will happen. And I'm just happy for them, to have four top teams from England in the Champions League of the caliber that we've seen yesterday, especially Frank Lampard's team. He's building a team as well, a bunch of youngsters coming through, so it's phenomenal. And if you look at it, the teams that we're seeing now in the top four, all youngsters coming through from the academy, so I'm just ecstatic. It's going to be a brilliant challenge in the Champions League next season.
I think one of the standout features of this new Manchester United, and I say new Manchester United team, Bruno Fernandes, he has created something. He's able to get into that pocket, create a linking play. He seems to have unlocked that key for the likes of Anthony Martial, who's been a transformed player. What do you think's been the key to Ole Gunnar's success with Man United, considering where they were, Jeremy?
Well, I mean, I think you raise a couple of good points there, Graham. The first is that, Manchester United have been clever in terms of how they've made acquisitions these last few months, even during lockdown, even during sort of the no-play phase. And then they've brought players through from the academy. And I think that's going to be the future. To Earl's point, you're going to see a lot of youngsters coming through and being given opportunities, and, you either take the opportunity or you don't. And I think that's what, Ollie's done really nicely. He's mixed experience. I mean, if you think about it, Marcus Rashford was a product of the academy. And so, he's mixed the youth, given them an opportunity, molded them into experienced talent, and then brought in, guys from overseas like Fernandes, who has just been phenomenal. Please let him stay for as long as possible. And turn them into a team that is now looking at themselves and going, hey, we finished third in the Premiership.
Unbelievable stuff. And of course, in Europa League, we see Spurs will be playing European football, even if it is in the Europa League.
Don't worry, Graham, you've got some football.
Yeah, at least that's a route to UEFA Champions League. It might be a roundabout route, but they'll get there. I think for me, lastly, I'm going to end on just really feeling for Eddie Howe and Bournemouth, because to take a team from, I think, League 4 right the way to Premier League, to stay there for a couple of seasons, to go down after you've won 3-1 in your final game of a season. Absolutely heartbreaking stuff. So we really do feel for Bournemouth. But, of course, Bournemouth, Watford and Norwich City will be all going down to the Championship. And, of course, we've got to tip our hats one last time to Liverpool for a brilliant performance. So please tip your hat if you can, Earl. And congratulations, sir, on a superb season for Liverpool. We look forward to seeing what the champions will do in UEFA Champions League football, along with Man City and, of course, Manchester United and Chelsea next season. Now I've got to ask you guys at home, if, like Earl, you are a super fan, if you believe you know better than the sporting anchors like Jeremy Harrison, you want to weigh in on our sporting discussions, especially during these critical phases. Maybe you want to mouth off about Super Rugby. Maybe you've got your opinion that needs to be heard on English football. Let us know on the comment section of our posts on our social media. We'll be in touch with you. We'd love to hear from you. So thank you so much to our expert panel this morning. And once again, well done, Liverpool.
Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you, G-Man. Let's take a look at those 7 o'clock news headlines here on Expresso. Starting off here in South Africa, where 3 people who allegedly conspired to steal money by hacking into the South African Social Security Agency system are expected to appear in the Nelspruit Magistrates Court today. The 3, aged between 27 and 39, face charges of corruption, fraud, conspiracy to commit an offence, and contravention of the Electronic Communication Act. Meanwhile, SASSA has announced the August dates for grants recipients. All the persons with grants will be paid on the 3rd of August, while disability grants and all other grants will be paid out on the 4th and the 5th of August, respectively. The South African Police Service in the Western Cape has been placed on high alert in anticipation of planned public violence action in Cape Town today. The Provincial Police's Commissioner Office said last night. This, as reports on social media have it, that certain groups are threatening to shut down some parts of Cape Town, including major freeways and access to roads today. The police reiterated that gatherings are still prohibited under lockdown, and they would not hesitate to take decisive action should people embark on unlawful conduct. In international news, Harvard Business School professors are launching a new online course to teach entrepreneurs how to build scalable businesses designed to solve core problems in Africa. Course head Professor Taran Khanna says Africa has complex and unique business opportunities. Unlike other business courses, this one focuses on identifying points of opportunity for smart entrepreneurial efforts through live online lectures, peer-to-peer learning, as well as real-life lessons incorporated into participants' own business plan. Participants who complete the course will receive a verified certificate from Harvard X, Harvard University's online learning platform. The online course will start on the 17th of August. A blood test has shown to detect 5 types of cancer years before the disease could be spotted using conventional diagnostic methods, says a study just published in Nature Communications. The test found cancers in 91% of people who showed no symptoms when the blood samples was collected, but were diagnosed 1 to 4 years later with stomach, esophageal, and colon, lung, or liver cancer. Co-author Kung Zhang of the University of California in San Diego said that the immediate focus now is to test people who are at higher risk. And now, news of a prestigious award to a University of Free State lecturer. A senior lecturer at the University of Free State's nursing school has become only the 3rd African to win a prestigious international nursing award. The purpose of the award to Dr. Champion Nyoni is to recognize nurses whose research and scholarship have impacted on the profession and the people it serves. Nyoni is the first UFS staff member to win the prestigious Sigma Emerging Nurse Researcher or Scholar Award. Proud recipient Nyoni had this to say, quote, "To me, this is an indication that the quality of our work in the School of Nursing is top-notch and meets international standards, and that our contribution to nursing science and nursing education is outstanding." Sigma Theta Tau International is a global honor society for nurses that recognizes and advances nursing through research and scholarship. Membership for the society includes a minimum of a master's qualification and nomination from current members based on one's contribution and the potential thereof to nursing at a national and global scale. And now taking a quick glimpse into the world of entertainment. The year 2020 has taken yet another legend from us. It was sadly confirmed this past Saturday that iconic American TV host Regis Philbin had passed away at the age of 88 from natural causes. The renowned broadcaster had hosted America's Got Talent, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and most notably Live with Regis and Kathy Lee, and Live with Regis and Kelly, which has its roots all the way back in 1981. And in 2004, Philbin was recognized for his Guinness World Record for banking more than 16,000 hours in front of a TV camera. His family said in a statement that they are grateful for the time they got to spend with him, for his warmth, his legendary sense of humor, and his singular ability to make every day into something worth talking about. As fellow broadcasters in Morning Variety Entertainment, we do salute and, of course, appreciate the exemplary work, of course, and the talent of Regis that he shared with us in his 60-year career. May his soul rest in eternal peace.
Let let's get into the second look at the weather. But first, here are some sunrise pictures. Umawanda Mentile came through on Twitter with this picture of the sun erupting into the sky, giving life and color to the morning. It's going to be a sunny day Kapa namhlanje at a maximum of 20 degrees. And sunrise is expected at 7:40, so do not miss it. Enkosi kakhulu Mawande. Tyrese Governor is giving us all the travel FOMO in the world with the sunrise picture taken in Tugela, KZN. Here's the thing. When Tyrese shared this picture on our Facebook page, he wrote, "I love your show. I live in Mandeni, a farm in Tugela, but I'm at the Tugela mouth." Firstly, he downplayed it so much because when you look up Tugela, you learn that Tugela is one of the most beautiful places in our country, with the Tugela River being the longest river in KZN and one of the most important in our country. And fun fact, it feeds the Tugela Falls, which, by the way, is the second highest waterfall in the world, following Angel Falls in Venezuela, but argued to be the highest, actually. Very controversial stuff, but interesting to learn, so do look it up. Thank you so much, Tyrese, for your sunrise picture. Now moving on abroad, hurricane season in Texas has arrived early this year. Hurricane Hannah, the first Atlantic hurricane to make landfall in Texas in the month of July since Dolly in 2008, battered the South Texas coast with blistering winds and crashing waves into the early hours of yesterday. A disaster declaration for 32 counties was issued as torrential downpours are likely to lead to life-threatening flash flooding even as Hannah weakens. With wind gusts of up to 145 kilometers an hour, the storm was earlier also tearing roofs off homes, destroying power lines and uprooting trees. The situation is even more complicated and severe, seeing that Hannah is sweeping through an area that is most challenged in the state of Texas for COVID-19. I hope that everyone in those regions are safe and well taken care of. But now bringing it back home to South Africa, Polokwane 517 are your temperatures for the day. It's a partly cloudy day in Mbombela at a low of 18, reaching a high of a low of 11, reaching a high of 18. Pretoria 719, Johannesburg 417, and it's a sunny day in Mahikeng at a maximum of 21 and a minimum of 4 degrees. It's a sunny day at Klerksdorp as well at a low of 3 degrees, reaching a high of 20. And Kimberley 419, Bloemfontein starts off the morning on a really cold note at -2, reaching a high of 19 degrees. It's a sunny day with some rain actually in Richards Bay at a low of 12 degrees, reaching a high of 18 and 75% chance of rain. A cloudy day at Pietermaritzburg 616, 64% chance of rain in South Africa's playground Durban at a low of 13, reaching a high of 17. Moving on, Mthatha in the Eastern Cape, it's a partly cloudy day. Starts off at 3 degrees today, reaching a high of 17. It's a partly cloudy day at Eastland and Emondi as well at a low of 11, reaching a high of 18. Cradock 218, Port Elizabeth 817. Sunny day at George 817. Sunny day as well at Kapa at 12:20. Partly cloudy for Worcester at a low of 5, reaching a high of 20. If you find yourself in Sutherland, 1 is the start of your day, reaching an afternoon temperature of 17. And Uppington starts off at 6, namhlanje, reaching a maximum temperature of 26 degrees. Now remember, whichever part of the country you're in, whatever the weather, make sure to have yourselves a feel-good kind of day.
Well, listen, the Feel Good is continuing right here in your Feel Good Breakfast Show because the Crazy Store is turning 23, everybody! And they are truly celebrating in true crazy style with all the shoppers who have made the store what it is today. In celebration of this milestone occasion, we'll be popping birthday balloons with you, our viewers, every Friday for the next 5 weeks until Friday, the 21st of August, where you can win one of 5 amazing Crazy Store hampers. How excited are you guys? Like, I feel like everyone's like getting excited.
Now, guys, of course, it's so simple. And to enter the Crazy Store 23rd birthday giveaway, go to the Expresso Facebook page and comment on the Crazy Store competition post of the week by telling us what you love about the Crazy Store.
I mean, there's so much things. Like, you can name a lot of things.
The list can go on, indeed it can, of course, guys. So you have no excuse. And who knows, we could be calling you next Friday to pop a birthday balloon and win one of our 5 amazing Crazy Store prize hampers. And we have balloons 1, 3, 4, and 5, as you can see behind me, which are still up for grabs, and the competition runs until Friday, the 21st of August. And of course, your T's and C's can be found on the Expresso expressoshow.com.
Absolutely. And remember, if you're in any crazy store, you too can be a winner every day with discounts, wait for this, of up to 50% off on selected items from the birthday promotion in all crazy stores. But that's not all, guys. If you spend 100 Rand or more, you can fill in your details on your till slip and drop it in the competition box in store to stand the chance to win 50,000 Rand in cash. I mean, does that not sound amazing? Happy 23rd birthday to Crazy Store, but of course you need to go out there and get entering right now. Like right now.
Whoever you are, whatever you need, you'll find great value for the whole family at the Crazy Store. So duck into a store near you and be surprised.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Now, of course, there's no way that we would let Liesl van der Westhuizen leave without playing a round of 5 seconds. Liesl, we're going to be taking you through this game, and I'll just have you know, we at Expresso take this game very, very seriously. Not only are you playing for a box of the new peanut butter flavoured Omar Rusks, but you are also playing against our very own fitness machine, Ryle de Mornay, who has a winning streak of exactly 0. Okay?
It might change today.
Listen, the rules are very easy. So I'm going to read you some questions, and you only have 5 seconds to answer each question. And of course, today's theme is about all things fitness, okay? So you are ready.
Okay.
Ryle, you're ready. Please, Ryle, don't embarrass us. Liesl, please kick his butt. Here we go. Ryle, I'm going to start off with you.
All right,
You've
bring
got
it.
5 seconds, Ryle, to name 3 types of fitness clothing.
Running shoes, tights, and a sports bra.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Liesl, you are up next. Here we go. You've got 5 seconds, Liesl, to name 3 fitness items you find in a gym.
A Bosu ball, a skipping rope, and a set of dumbbells.
Coming in hard, Liesl. All right. Ryle, you're up next. 5 seconds to name 3 sports that require running.
A 5K run, marathon, and a triathlon. Yeah.
I don't know if we can accept that. I'm just going to refer to my auditors because those are all types of like races. Do you know what I mean? It's like all the same thing. It's like saying 100, 200, and 400 meter. Are we going to accept that? Are we accepting that? We are accepting that, Ryle. You're very lucky. Liesl, you've got 5 seconds to name 3 sports that require a ball.
Tennis, soccer, and rugby.
Wow.
Liesl doesn't even need 5
I feel like
seconds.
Liesl should be getting bonus points for these kind of wins. But okay, here we go. We move on. Ryle, name 3 words for the glutes.
Bum, rear, posterior chain.
Okay. Can you name someone's glutes their rear? Hey,
You got a nice rear, cat.
okay, I'll accept that. I am forced to accept that. Thank you. Liesl, you've got 5 seconds to name 3 exercises that work for the glutes.
You can do a curtsy lunge, a back lunge, a step up, and calf raises.
That was 4. I recorded 4. You only needed to name 3. Liesl's getting bonus points here.
He's
Okay,
showing
here
off
we go.
now.
Ryle, you got 5 seconds to name 3 team sports.
Cricket, soccer, rugby.
Brilliant. Oh, firing now. Liesl, you got 5 seconds to name 3 non-team sports.
Triathlon. Oh, no, that's not non-team sport. A relay.
The time is run out.
Tennis.
Liesel, 5 seconds is run out.
Boxing. Oh,
Ryle takes the lead. Unbelievable. You still have a chance to make it up. Ryle, you're up next. 5 seconds to name 3 health foods you don't like.
Oh, your dude. Failed you.
He's crumbled under the pressure. Liesel, you got time to make it up. You've got to make it up right now. You've got 5 seconds to name 3 of your favorite cheat meals.
a burger, pizza, and a boerewors roll.
Oh! The boerewors roll comes in at the end just before the time. It is tied again at 3 apiece. This is the decider. Ryle, are you ready?
No, I don't think I am actually.
Tune
I'm
yourself
getting nervous
in, buddy.
here.
This is Ryle's turn. Okay. 5 seconds to name 3 places where you can run.
The track, the park, on the beach.
Wow, okay. All right. Liesel,
Pressure's
you've
on.
got to get this one in order to tie it up. Otherwise, Ryle will have his first win ever. Liesel, you've got 5 seconds to name 3 excuses to get out of an early morning run.
I overslept. It's raining. I left my running shoes outside in the rain. They were wet. I can't run.
What's that? Let me just consult the auditors. It's
raining.
Yeah, no, you definitely got it in time. I was just wondering whether we could award you a bonus point for the context because you were very, very specific with that last one. Because as it stands right now, it is 5 points for Ryle de Mornay and 5 points for Liesel van der Westhuizen. It's a tie! Unbelievable!
Yes, I didn't
Unbelievable!
lose!
Oh, wow! For the first time in the history of 5 seconds, Ryle did not lose. Liesel, you are a kind and gracious being. Look at how you've made his life. Well, you can each share a box of the Yum Yum peanut butter rusks, courtesy of Oma. And Liesel, thanks so much for playing along. It's always such a delight and a pleasure to see you, and great to see that you're doing so well as well.
Thank you so much, guys. I was actually playing for my favorite food item. I'm a rusk fanatic. So it was really great to have to share it now with Ryle. Thank you.
Ryle?
Half and half.
Close.
That was close.
Our favorite Oma rusks just got a whole lot more yum yum with the all-new peanut butter flavor. Anytime is dipping time.
Fun and games here on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Enjoyed that. Enjoy it. I always like when Ryle is there in the deep end and he has to swim. Oh, I live for those moments. But hey, listen.
I also just love Liesel van der Westhuizen. She's just the best in the business. She's honestly just awesome.
And thank you, Liesel, for really putting Ryle through his paces there. But listen, not only is this a brand new week and a new chance for you at home to win with Oma Rusks, it's also your last chance to do so. It's your last chance to win. Now, over the last few weeks, hey, we've received so many great entries for the 24-hour dipping challenge. It's been so beautiful to see, and we want you all to just enter one more time this week because it might just be your week.
Exactly. Now this week, all we want from you is to send us a photo of you enjoying an Oma Rusk as a little pick-me-up midday lunch snack. We are looking for the 3 best photos who will walk away with the ultimate dipping time combo. A coffee plunger and Oma Rusk hamper worth 500 Rand. That's big.
Okay, that is big. So post your photos on our Facebook page, the Expresso Morning Show SABC3 Facebook page or Twitter page with the hashtag anytime is dipping time. And cross your lucky fingers that you are a winner. And the competition, of course, will close on Thursday at 11. So be quick and remember that all the T's and C's, you can find them on our website, expressoshow.com. Happy entering.
We are making something delicious in the kitchen this morning. Of course, it's something of a meat-free Monday, and we've got something to just turn your head up a little bit this week. I'm obviously excited because I'm always looking for an incredible opportunity for an alternate to a protein source. And of course, if you think about something by the name of moussaka, it makes for a perfect, comforting dinner. And to perk up a Blue Monday, traditionally made with lamb ground meat, we're changing things up with a Greek classic to make a meat-free Monday version. like we just mentioned. So obviously we're showing you another great use of the humble pulse that is lentils, and this dish packs some of the same flavors with a slightly different look. So just like the same quality of Clover fresh milk in its new blue packaging. Nicole Snelling, I am so excited. This is a favorite of mine, and we're using lentils.
Yes, like lentils is the hero today. So I really love them. I feel like they almost got, especially the brown ones, actually have like a peppery taste to this.
I can't agree with you more. It's got it's something you can't actually describe. A lentil is something so special and something that I just love. You can do so much with it, and this dish is one for the books.
This is one of those like vegetarian classics as well that you always check on the menu, but we're making ours a little bit different.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is you start with your white sauce. So I feel like that's going to take time to thicken, and I'm also just going to be multitasking here. So this is how you get your dinner done in seconds.
Hey lads out there, pay attention. You know we are with our multitasking. It's time to step up, people.
So I've got my onions browning so long, and I've got my butter melting. Then you're going to add a little bit of your flour.
Okay.
This is going to be a thickening agent. So you want to make a white sauce. That's what we're going to layer it with. And the white sauce, hero, we are going to be using some Clover Fresh full cream milk today.
Clover's in the game again. I like this.
Yes.
Nicole, I must just,
Yes,
sorry, carry on before you carry on. I've noticed we've been using Clover quite a bit in these cooking segments. So I thought, while you're multitasking, I thought I could maybe even add the pressure and ask you a little bit of a pop quiz, because I think you are so clued up and you've been using full cream for quite a bit. So I thought, let me ask you and see if you can guess a few of the questions that I have out here. So can you guess at least 4 nutrients and vitamins in a Clover Fresh milk? Any 4 will do.
I would say vitamin A, vitamin K.
Vitamin K.
A little bit of calcium.
Definitely calcium, yes, definitely calcium.
And could I say magnesium? Can I cheat a bit?
You were close. Vitamin B, not vitamin A. So vitamin B, it's very, very rich. And of course, you nailed the calcium, protein, of course, and vitamin B12 too is definitely included in that. So guys, pay attention. Another one for you, Nicole. True or false? The new 1.5 liter of the fresh blue milk packs are bubblegum flavor. Is this true?
Definitely false. Otherwise, all my food would be tasting like bubblegum, right?
I know. I must say that when I first saw the packaging, it did remind me of like a bubblegum look. Later on, did I realize what that actually meant and why we're going blue? But it's quite interesting. I think a lot of people have that conception, but you guys know it definitely is not bubblegum flavor.
I love the blue packaging because, like I said, when I go to the store, I know immediately there it is, and I can find it so easily.
White cartons, indeed. I got one more for you, Nicole. Are you ready?
Okay. While you are multitasking
so perfectly there. So, are lentils a legume or a pulse? I don't even know if any of you guys out there may know what a legume or a pulse is, but what do you think lentils are between the two?
It's a pulse. Am I right?
You're correct. Lentils are indeed a pulse. Congratulations, Nicole. You are nailing this Clover challenge. But I see you multitasking at the same time. So what are we up to now? Where are we in this process?
So now that the cream or your white sauce is thickening, we've browned our onions here. So that's what I was doing while I was multitasking. So now that you've got a little bit of color on your onions, you're going to add a little bit of garlic.
Okay.
And then you want to add your spices. So I've got a little bit of cumin going in here just to give it a beautiful flavor. I mean, you want lots of flavor packed into something like a moussaka. So you're going to add a little bit of tomato paste as well.
All right.
Then you're going to just mix it up beautifully in there. And then our sauce base, we've gone with a veggie stock and a tin tomato.
Okay.
So Rawen, I know you are big on the sugar thing, but I do, one of my tips is whenever you're using a tin tomato, always balance it out with a little bit of sugar. If you don't want to use sugar, at least use a sweetener. You could use honey, you could use a non-sugar sweetener as well, otherwise it's going to be very acidic and you don't want that.
That's purely from a flavor perspective. You want to get that balanced approach in that taste and that flavor profile.
Exactly. So hero of the day,
the lentils. Throw in the protein.
Yeah, so the lentils and our beautiful aubergine is going to go into this tomato sauce as well. And then we are going to, just whisk this up. I'm going to add a little bit of bay leaf and nutmeg. You can add cinnamon as well. I'm doing a cinnamon stick so you can remove it as well.
Oh, wow, okay.
Just mix this up. And that is your white sauce done.
Oh, you multitask the heck out of that thing, I must say. Pop the quiz, had the white sauce going, and all these flavors I'm literally getting now. I think once you added the lentils into that, that's talking about balance.
Can you smell it?
Oh, it's coming at me. I can feel all of it, guys. Of course, if you need some more inspiration, head over to theexpressoshow.com where we will be telling you how to get your bake on using lentils this week and today using a meat-free option. And I'm absolutely loving this moussaka out here. So now that is obviously one way to freshen up a Blue Monday and don't feel left out in the cold. So head over to theexpressoshow.com, of course, to get this delicious recipe. And here's a recap in case you missed any of these beautiful tips. This place is smelling good, Nicole.
Clover Fresh Milk is the #1 milk brand in SA, made with love by Clover.
Made with love by Clover. Oh, you can make my day.
Clover Fresh Milk is the #1 milk brand in SA, made with love by Clover.
Ben, you need to go back. As a fact, I don't want to go back to backtracks.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, you beautiful people. It is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso. We're live on SABC3. Now, imagine this, all right? Imagine Emo Adams, Katlego Maboe, and Jared Ricketts all on one song. Well, the thing is, you don't have to imagine it no longer because that's an actual thing. That song actually does exist. During a time where COVID-19 has challenged many people's resilience, 80 renowned local artists, they came together to recreate Bill Withers' iconic song, Lean On Me, to spread a message of hope during these very, very unprecedented times. In fact, take a look at this.
Woo!
You're looking at something.
Egg check on yourself.
Looking at it.
And we've got Emo Adams and, of course, Early B on the line. Emo and Early B, good morning.
Yeah, Charles, good morning, guys.
What's happening? What's happening? Of course, Jared Ricketts is already in the house here. But you guys, what a fantastic project that you guys have come together to put together for us. Emo, you conceptualized the idea for this project and you also produced the song with a local modern twist. How did this idea come about?
I was bored and I didn't have anything. No, I'm joking. You know what I mean? I think many of the songs or initiatives that was out at the time was all focusing on COVID specifically, but I kind of knew that there was a general issue of how COVID affects people in terms of not just financially or psychologically, but there was a very deep mental undertone And I just felt like I need to get a few friends together, because I feel that artists is always the people that even when they're down, the next morning they have to get up, put makeup on, get dressed, go out and hustle. And I found that there was a certain resilience to that. And that's when I started reaching out to my friends and said, like, listen, well, if we're always about positivity, why don't we just come together on one track? Doesn't matter if you're in the rapping scene, gospel scene, commercial scene, let's get together. I think Early said it best. At the end of the day, we are all in this together. And it doesn't just mean COVID itself, but whatever scenario we are facing with, we are all in this together. And that's kind of how the idea stemmed.
And it really is such a beautiful mashup of different sounds that have come together to create something so spectacular. But Early B, you're a part of it as well. What was your first thought when you got that call from Emo Adams, bored and wanting to just create a song? Did you first jump into it with enthusiasm, or did you have to go think about it for a while?
I definitely did not have to think about it for a while, because I'm all about spreading positivity, man, you know. And I know this one time I shared something on my Facebook page, and somebody just, I told them, like, I made an example of the reed. You know, you must be able to bend like a reed and then snap back in bad times, you know what I'm saying? And then when the reed, a lot of people feel broken in times like this, you know. And then I said in Bloemendal, where I come from, we use the broken reeds to build our kites, and those reeds see the greatest heights, you know what I'm saying?
Love it.
So when Emo called me, it was like a no-brainer, man, you know. I was like, brah, let's do this.
To be a part of it.
Also, I forced a lot of people.
Well, Jared did come along, and Jared, you're fantastic. We enjoy having you here on the show here, and every single time you've hopped onto any song, you've really brought it to life in the most beautiful, beautiful way. But this song, Lean On Me, why the choice to sing this song, and why was it particularly important for you guys to do it in this rendition that you guys have given?
You know, Emo called me up and I jumped for joy. I felt like I won the lottery. He was like, guy, you can be part of this. This is, in fact, the biggest collaboration that I've ever done with so many amazing artists across the country. And I think it's so important for us in the entertainment industry to show unity, to show that, yes, we are in this together. And what a beautiful way that we can create music and sounds that can uplift and inspire.
Yes, do what you do, but inspire people while you're at it. Emo, how did you go about choosing which artist to involve with this collaboration of 80 contributors? Jared Rick is, of course, one of them. But, I mean, that must have been a tough selection process.
Have you seen my phone book? Have you seen?
That's why I say it was tough.
No, listen, I literally went through my phone and I bothered people. I wanted to know, like, I explained to them the cause, and everyone without hesitation just said yes. And because I wanted everyone I wanted the video to be inclusive, I reached out to actors, singers, dancers. We've even incorporated sign language because I wanted a music video that reflects our country. It needed to be inclusive to represent everyone. I didn't want people to just watch. Hence the reason why I told people, even if you hold up a signboard with a message, somebody will be able to see that message and it might affect someone. And I think it's about perseverance as well. I just kept on calling people the whole time to say, you want to be part of this project, you want to be part of this project. And I must tell you, it didn't take a lot of convincing because they really stepped up. I just have to give a shout out to Charlton Daniels, who I bothered. He was the musical director who put this all musically together. Absolutely phenomenal.
This is so fantastic. Early B, we know that a lot of people have been affected in different ways by the lockdown. How have you been coping, and what's your advice to everybody else watching out there who might be struggling a little bit with coping with lockdown during this time?
You know what, I've been using my hours. I thought, like, you know what, my other talents, I've been focusing on building cars even.
Cars?
Yeah, man.
Cars, motor cars.
Yes, man, I'm heavy into drag racing, you know, so I've been working on my other talents and things, even gymming as well. But also, I believe in the 10,000 hour rule. So I was like, you know what, if I invest these hours now, 10,000 hours from now, I'll be able to master whatever I'm busy with. So that's the mindset I went with.
You've also been making music in between, of course, with the gymming, and that gymming can take so much of your time, but you still are making music and hosting online live shows. What can we expect from you next?
Most definitely, an album is in the talks. I just finished my live show yesterday, which was. Yeah, that's why my voice is a bit fragile right now. But on the other hand, I'm busy with new music, so new music is on its way. But at the moment, Lean On Me is right here.
Always on the pulse, always so busy. Emo, the last time we had you in studio, we were announcing you as the new host for Nuurt for Nuurt. How have things been going with that? Has lockdown affected production?
Well, luckily we shot it just before lockdown kicked in, so that season kicked off really well, and everything went well there as well. And now we're going back to production with my second show, Mark My Famous, and so everything has been going really well. And I think your sanity is really just being at home and finding other ways to be creative with the mindset. I also think that's maybe what stemmed the song, is just to let everybody know. Mentally, we need to be stronger, not just whether it's an emotional thing, but mentally, you have to empower yourself.
You guys are stars. Jared Ricketts, thank you so much. We know that we've got you still here, so we'll continue our chat with you around what you've been up to. And there's so much that Jared has been up to as well. But of course, guys, what an incredible collaboration and really such powerful South African voices that we're seeing there. Thank you very much for coming together to create this magical experience for everybody to take in. Now, of course, this collaboration is a reminder of the amount of absolutely fantastic work that you guys are doing, but of course a reminder of the amount of talent that we've got here in South Africa. It doesn't end, doesn't stop. While the lockdown continues to have devastating effects on many industries, this initiative really does give some artists the opportunity to work and to do it for good, do it for a good cause. As the song's chorus says, you just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. In fact, take a look at this.
Jay's trots, ons vat die World Cup soos niks as ons land by mekaar kom.
Uit die straat uit, tot in jou kamer, van dorp tot dit eindig op die plaza. En daarvanaf gaat het verder, sky is the limit away, ons moet word as die berge.
Soek die hulp, moet die huiver om te vraag nie, lean on me as jou binnen jou nie wil dra nie. Ons is hier vir mekaar, ou bra, so sing saam, God sien Suid-Afrika. When you're not strong. Setswana gate motho ke motho ka batho utlwang mafoko tleng ba tshwatseng tsie a roganang tlhogo a tsie gonne batho botlhe ga re lekane re semeno tshwaragano tla ya re dire leano tegen die sien nog steeds hierdie in boog alles het vir jou moeilik jou nog steeds so voorboog moenie toelaat dat jou kroon afval nie moenie bang wees jy gaan ingehek beloof jou die sal nie jy sal die gazie glo en vertrou dis ons samen wat in die bou is as lewe vir jou gevouwe dis my skouer hou vas en klou het van tap op bed ons kom vir die dagse soldaat en sy moet boon staan as all die beat lean on me brad sy moet boon staan when you're not strong I'll be your friend I'll help you carry on it won't be long I'm gonna need somebody to lean on with
There is a love you have to bear that you can't carry. I'm right up the road.
Come on. Wow, the feel good has certainly been elevated to a whole high level of vibrational frequency here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. What a video. Oh, well done, Jared. Well done.
Emo. Well done, early.
Well done.
Much respect to everybody on that track.
Guys.
Big ups, Emo.
80 of some of your favorite personalities here in the country. We're all saying the same thing, that we can all fight this together if we stand together. And certainly, without a doubt, we are all stronger than we think. Guys, this is fantastic. Go show them the love and the support on social media.
I literally just got goosebumps. Oh my God.
and so did I. And rightfully so, because this is really goosebump inducing. But please do let us know on our social media what you think of it. Hashtag Expresso Show. But of course, Emo and Early B. Jared, thank you very much for joining us, guys. And again, well done. This is really fantastic.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
Well done. We really are all stronger than we think. But of course, thank you and a big salute to all those people, 80 of them who've come together, lending their voices and their faces to this incredible project. We'll see you after this.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso on SABC3. Now, young entrepreneurs and small business owners present the biggest opportunity to economic growth in our country. And we know this. It's a fact that's been reaffirmed by our president and industry professionals. And today we get to chat with a young entrepreneur by the name Election Shitsaki Sobaloi, who during the lockdown turned his hobby of pizza making into a business all the way in Mankweng, Limpopo. And Election joins us right now via video call to tell us all about his story that we are so excited to hear about. How are you doing this morning, my brother?
I'm good. How are you, Katara?
Very well, thank you.
It's so exciting to have you on the show. We want to take it back to how it all started. Can you please let us know, how you managed to get the support from the community, particularly the social media community as well?
It's been a wonderful thing. Lockdown has been bad to all of us. And to me as well, it was very bad. And I was just sitting right here in the house and wanted to prepare food. Then I decided, let me just prepare pizza. I went on YouTube just to Google how to prepare the base. And because I've got some background cooking skills from home. So I went to the shops just to go and buy some few ingredients. Came back to the house and prepared pizza. Just like that. That's how the pizza thingy, if I may call it, started.
That's amazing. You know, born out of a skill set that you had, and then an interest in, of course, the culinary arts. But I almost want to take this story step by step. So then, what happens next? You've Googled it, you've seen the YouTube video, and now you've made pizza. So what happens next?
So I decided that day, I took pictures of the pizza and everything that which I was doing that day. So after I actually posted again the final product. So that's actually how everything started, because all of a sudden my Facebook was flooding with messages. You know, we are in lockdown and we haven't eaten pizza in a long time. And just like that, you know, people started asking, how can we get this pizza? How can we get this pizza? And I said, you know what, let's just wait for lockdown. And fortunately, that Thursday, the president said that, you know, guys, you can order and you'll be having, what do you call this, take-out and delivery. So it was an advantage on my side, you know. I was like,
wow.
Yay. So all of a sudden, people started ordering, and I went and started delivering around Mankweng in Tefluop. And the business just started just like that, you know.
That's amazing.
Started off as a problem. He was hungry and decided, you know what, let me fix this problem and make myself pizza, posted it on social media, went viral, and now the community is also involved. The response to Rabbit's Pizza has been so good from your community, right, that you've already branched out to Tzaneen. Tell us more about this.
Okay. What happened after that, I decided to visit home because it's been a long time. It was a month and a half, I think. So I drove home to go and check out on them. So when I got home, like I said, social media again. I checked in Kamwamitwa at my home. So when I checked in, a lot of people were like, oh, so you're home, meaning that pizza came to us. You know? So just like that, they started ordering pizzas. And in that day, I think I sold about 15 large pizzas.
Wow.
And each being 100 rand, you know? And I actually went on, delivered around, and just like that, everyone was like, you know what, guy, you need to start this pizza business here. My friend, Masango, he was like, you know what, you have to start this here. You are not going anywhere from now on. So I taught my baby sisters that time. I was preparing with them, and I was doing the delivery in the same time, you know. So just like that, they were good. In one day, my baby sisters were good in preparing pizzas, you know. So just like that, when I was doing deliveries, they would be doing the preparations. So I ended up spending the whole week at home preparing pizza and selling pizza with them. So that's how we branched out to Tzaneen.
But I have to ask you this because I understand business is going so well that you've secured a space and you'll be opening a shop soon. What's your vision for Rabbit Business Pizza or Rabbit's Pizza? Are you looking for an investor? What does the next 5 years look like, very succinctly?
We found a shop right close to University of Limpopo, and we're going to start working there. I don't know when, but we would like investors to come, to be honest with you, because now we're just working with just a little profit that we get. We try and pay rent there, and now we just paid for a space that is not working because we still need kitchen equipment and to set up everything. You know, setting up a restaurant setup takes about it actually needs money. You know, so we do need investors who can help us there and there, so that we can be able to start up. You know, yeah.
Wow, the beginnings of a great tale might be at our doorstep right now. Let me just quickly speak to my financial advisor. Just wire through that 1 million. Thank you very much. Hey, listen, I'm sure there's an investor out there listening, but thank you so much for joining us, man. And we're wishing you all of the best going forward.
Thank you so much, Kate. Thank you so much.
Wow. And at such a time, we also remember that, you know, that the lockdown has had a devastating effect on so many small businesses across the country. And our hearts do go out to all of those business owners who suffered during this time. But we also recognize that it is important to share stories like these, like the story of Bright Election, stories that encourage taking hold of an opportunity and helping others find employment and find a way forward during these times.
Okay, now this is inspiring. I mean, from turning his pizza-making hobby into a business, we still have 28-year-old entrepreneur from Limpopo on the line to teach us how to make homemade pizza. Now, it all started with him posting images of his pizza creations on social media, and from there, requests to sell these pizzas grew and grew and grew, and we've got the man himself here. Election Shitsaki Sobaloi, welcome to our kitchen. It's so good to have you here. I've been following your journey so much on social media, and yes, I've been loving those pizzas. So excited that we get to make one here under your guidance. I understand we're going to be making a meaty pizza this morning.
Yes, sir, we are. Today we're going to be preparing, let's call it smoky ham and bacon pizza.
I love it. Ngwana mani mi disati pizza nyamutla kwa rumpundu so. I want to get good ingredients. What ingredients do we have? What ingredients did you ask our lovely Nicole Snelling over here to get for us?
Okay, with our ingredients today, I'm going to start over here. Then you'll see we have our onions. They are already prepared, and the peppers here. As you can see, I have the long ones and the chopped ones, the diced ones. So going to the next one here, we've got our pineapple and our sliced Russians, and there we have our ham and bacon.
Over there. Cool.
Yes. So on this side, going to the cheese. I'm never eating a cheese boy today.
Hey,
so,
the cheese boy.
Yeah, we have our cheddar cheese and mozzarella over here. So here we've got tomato base. I pre-mixed it with the sweet chili. Just for the base.
Okay, with sweet chili. Okay, well that's interesting. Okay.
I'm gonna put.
All right, let's do this. Election. I'm gonna then ask that we start this recipe because I'm sure everybody is ready to go and ready to start taking notes on how to make their own very delicious meaty pizza. So Nicole, you're good to go.
I'm good to go. You still need to roll out your one. I thought you could do something.
So you go and you take us through what needs to happen. But Nicole, let's go.
Okay.
So what are you doing now?
So where do we start? Do you start with your pizza base and then you put your tomatoes?
We're starting from rolling the dough. So we're just gonna quickly roll the dough.
Yeah, we're doing that. I'm on it.
Yes, nice of you, so.
Oh, you're on it?
Yeah, I'm on it. Yeah.
He's on it.
I see you rolling there.
Yeah.
Okay. So we then cut it. Let's cut it so that we have okay, it's pizza, so we're not making the four-corner pizza, we're making it round.
Okay.
So we saw, I think you need to round up your pizza a bit. What do you do?
What do I need to do for that?
So you just make it more round, so roll the other way.
So basically it must look like what Nicole's already done.
Yeah.
It must look like that, yeah? Okay, great.
Cool.
Yes, so from here, then we've got our dough ready. What I just have to do is just to remove the dry flour on top so that it's smooth. But the one at the bottom, we can leave it like that.
Cool. Can I start adding my tomato base along?
Okay. So I know that Election, I know that Nicole has actually been paying so much attention to all of your recipes and of course had a chat with you before all of this. And I'm actually going to ask her to just take us through all of these steps quickly and then you can be the judge and tell us if she's doing it absolutely right because obviously you've given her, the guide, right? So Nicole, what are you placing on there?
So I'm just going to start with my tomato base, right? Which you do at the bottom of your pizza.
And then what goes after that?
I would add my toppings on. Do you add your cheese at the last minute or do you add your toppings on top of the cheese?
First of all, let's first top it. We'll put the toppings. Let's put the smoky Russians on top, then just a little bit of the ham.
Okay, so smoked Russians.
Okay, the Russians are going on.
Yeah, then from there we are spreading around the what do we call this? The mozzarella cheese.
Yes, okay.
So you want to make sure that you spread it all around this entire base because you don't want to have one side with more meat and then the other without. Okay, I see what you guys are doing. Yeah,
so distribution is key.
That's very important.
We just spread it around and so that we can be able to have meat everywhere. It has to be meaty, because
So I'll definitely make sure that there is everywhere.
So now you're getting all of that bacon on there.
Around the mozzarella, just around it.
Okay, some more mozzarella. Go in with the mozzarella. And then can I add some peppers?
We add the onions first. The onions first.
Oh, onions first.
Oh, onions. Ooh.
Oh, is there a reason why the onions are going first?
The reason for the onions first is because for me, I actually love my onions crunchy, but not on top of the pizza,
Okay.
So yeah, that's the reason. So that's why we have to actually do it like that. Because a lot of people don't want a taste of onion they don't want to taste it raw like that, So we try and hide it.
Okay, let's see what your pizza's looking at the moment. How's that coming along there?
I think I need to add more cheese on mine.
Let's see. I'm waiting to see that pizza.
Yeah.
Okay. It's coming along. It's looking nice and stacked, nice and rich, coming along really nicely. Nicole, you are also really in the game. That is beautiful. Tell me, Shitaki, so if I wasn't using a Russian... If we're not using a Russian on our pizza, what else could we use? What other forms of meat could work just as well?
You can use your chicken. You can use if you are a person who loves beef, you can use beef. Pre-cook it.
Love that.
So you can actually put about anything which you love there.
Okay, and how long?
After we can then put our cheddar. Now we're coming to the cheddar part.
Okay.
So we don't want our pizza to be dry, so we actually have to put it all around the sides, so that it's not dry when it comes out.
Okay. And then when you put it in the oven, Election, how long would you put in the oven for? Because that's always the tricky part for me.
Okay. And if your oven is on 190, because a lot of people tend to use 180, but I prefer 190. It still does the same thing. So for about 10 minutes to 12 minutes, that will actually do.
Nice and quick.
No, that's actually really nice and quick. So it's a quick, convenient way to make a pizza at home. Election Man, you are really a superstar. Thank you so much.
Thank
Nicole,
you.
Seemingly done a good job bringing your vision of a pizza to life. But we look forward to connecting with you again, and all the best on your business. You're such an inspiration.
Thank you so much for that.
This is fantastic. That's Election Shitsakiso Baloi joining us this morning. Nyamuntla showing us how to make this delicious pizza. We are going to pop it in the oven. Inyama pizza, that's what he's calling it. Is that what you're calling it? Or what do you call it?
I'm calling it
you're calling it that. Nicole's naming the pizza. Naming rights to Nicole. Nyama pizza. Of course, this pizza is going to go into the oven, 10-15 minutes or so. And then we'll tell you what we think when we're tasting it, okay, Election? Fantastic.
Thank you.
Let us know if you are going to be making your very own pizza at home. Share pictures with us, of course, on our Facebook page, Expresso Morning Show, SABC3. I'm just going to help Nicole pop this into the oven, and we'll see you after this. You need help, yeah?
And eating it, yes.
Warm up your winter with Super M by winning your share of 500,000 Rand in cash and prizes. Whether you need a morning pick-me-up, a midnight snack, or a study cram filler. Buy any Super M, follow Super M SA on Instagram or Facebook, upload a photo of you enjoying a warmed-up Super M, and use the hashtag #WarmUpFiller to stand a chance of winning your share of that 500,000 Rand in cash and prizes.
still keeping it locked right in your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's also that time of the day again where we get to wish you, our loyal viewers, a very happy birthday. So many to get through, so we're going to get right into them. The first one is to Nelly. I wish my beautiful sister Nelly Munsami a very happy birthday. Thanks for being the wonderful person that you are. Love from Subhashni, Nirashini, Rodney and Ria. They all love you so much. Hope you have a fantastic day. And the next one is to Brendan. A happy birthday to my future son-in-law. Okay. Baie geluk Brendan Vente met nog 'n jaar wat God bygevoeg het. Mag jou verjaarsdag wonderlik wees en jou wense waar word. Baie liefde Tannie Marilyn, oom Eugene, Amor, Gustav en Nanda Legras. 'n Gelukkige verjaarsdag Brendan.
Happy birthday to our beloved grandson, Mikhail Moose. May Allah grant you with many more years and stay the bubbly boy that you are. Love you always, inshallah, from the Moose family. So, Candace, a birthday shout out to my daughter Candace Roda. This is your friend, right? Jamie? Candace?
No.
Oh, I thought you just said she's your friend. Oh,
she is my friend now.
Now she's your friend. We wish you only the very best. May you stay as sweet and humble as you are. An amazing gift from God. Love you lots from Dad, Mom, and Bentley. Happy birthday to you.
And then the next one reads, happy birthday to our daughter and sister Tatiana. May God bless you. From Boo, Martha, Zavi, and Agina. They love you lots, coming through with that wish. And then happy birthday to Monique Haupt from Belhar. May you have an amazing day. God bless you always, from family, friends, and the Swats family. And then to Munira, happy 70th birthday to our beautiful mother, our Queen Munira Peterson Akalali. May the Almighty bless you with many more fantastic years. We love you to the moon and back. And this is love from Enver, Nizar, Ruwaida, Nasreen, Bernard, Zarina, and all your grandkids.
Happy birthday to my brother Prince Ndwalane. Thank you for being more than just a big brother to me, especially in my darkest moment. From your sister Maria, we actually have Prince on the line right now. Happy birthday, Prince. How are you doing?
Good as yourself.
We're very well, thank you. Why do you sound like you just woke up, Prince? What's going on?
Sorry?
You sound like you just woke up.
No. I'm actually at work. I just arrived at work.
Oh, that is so sweet. So that's what you're going to be doing for the day? You're going to be spending your entire day, your birthday at work?
I'm hoping it's going to be half the day.
I trust it. We'll just tell them you're on Expresso.
Sorry?
Just listen, tell everyone at work now you have bragging rights. Go around saying, listen, I was just on Expresso. Exactly. Everyone at Expresso just wished me a happy birthday. Okay, so you have bragging rights today, Prince.
Yes, definitely.
Well, from the entire Expresso family, Prince, to you, we wish you a very happy birthday, and we trust that God will grant you all your heart's desires, and we are sending you lots of love.
Thank you very much, Thank you very much.
Oh, man.
Thanks,
Of course, you too can also be wished right here. So remember to send your loved one a birthday message or video to 071 640 6551 or birthdays@cordova.tv. And like Prince, you could be wished right here on the show. But of course, right now, let's get on with the order of the day and find out one last time what's happening in and around the world with Tabzi.
Thank you very much, ladies. Just after 8 o'clock, time for us to take a final look at the news headlines, starting off in KwaZulu-Natal, where KwaZulu-Natal Premier Sihle Zikalala yesterday raised concerns about people who arrive at hospitals with COVID-19 already at an advanced stage, which complicates treatment considerably. He called on society to balance scientific medical treatment with alternative therapy in trying to treat the virus. Zikalala was addressing the media in Durban and said the pandemic had now reached its highest peak in the province. In just 1 week, more than 20,000 people tested positive for the virus, and there have been over 600 deaths. 3 people who allegedly conspired to steal money by hacking into the South African Social Security Agency system are expected to appear in the Nelspruit Magistrates Court today. The 3, aged between 27 and 39, face charges of corruption, fraud, conspiracy to commit an offence, and contravention of the Electronic Communication Act. Meanwhile, SASSA has announced the August dates for grants recipients. Older persons with grants will be paid out on the 3rd of August, while disability grants and all other grants will be paid out on the 4th and the 5th of August, respectively. In international news, Vietnam has banned the import of wildlife and wildlife products to reduce the risk of new pandemics. The move also bans wildlife markets for such items, including online sales. Vietnam has previously been accused of turning a blind eye to the sale of products such as pangolin scales and rhino horns after rather often being used in traditional medicine. The origins of the current COVID-19 pandemic are thought to lie in the wildlife trade, with the disease emerging in bats and jumping to people via another as yet unidentified species such as pangolins. And Harvard Business School professors are launching a new online course to teach entrepreneurs how to build scalable businesses designed to solve core problems in Africa. Course head Professor Taram Khanna says Africa has complex and unique business opportunities. Unlike other business courses, this one focuses on identifying points of opportunity for smart entrepreneurial efforts through live online lectures, peer-to-peer learning, and real-life lessons incorporated into participants' own business plan. Participants who complete the course will receive a verified certificate from Harvard X, Harvard University's online learning platform, and the online course will start on the 17th of August. And now news of a splendid effort underway in fire-ravaged areas of Chile. Two sisters, Francisca and Constanza Torres, and their three border collies are planting seeds in areas of Chile devastated by the worst wildfires in the country's history. The sisters from Talca out in Chile pay for everything themselves, and the project is done in their own time. The dogs wear backpacks filled with indigenous seeds which fall to the ground through holes when they run. They drop up to 10 kilograms of seeds per day. And the dogs, thinking it's more like a field trip than a job, of course, cover some 30 kilometers each day and are rewarded with their treats, which they absolutely love. Now, border collies are perfect workers because they have high intelligence, energy, and speed. And Francisca and Constanza don't expect their dogs to help regrow entire forests, but the project has gained international recognition, with authorities both in Canada and Australia getting in touch. Their new challenge is to try and expand their wish to cultivate small trees and donate them to schools and places where there is enough water so they can thrive and become big trees. Beautiful work. And now another quick look at what's happening in the world of entertainment. American singer Ciara has welcomed her second child with husband Russell Wilson to the world. The new baby boy arrived this past Thursday, which was announced with a sweet video of the singer cradling the newborn in her arms and singing him his first happy birthday. In this way, the couple shared that his name is Wynn Harrison Wilson, the latest addition to the family, who joins their 3-year-old daughter Sienna and Ciara's son Future Zahir, whom she shares with ex-fiancé rapper Future. Ciara and Russell have been married since July 2016, and Ciara once said, "I love being a mom. It is by far the coolest job in life, and I do look forward to having more of those sweet littles." Here to a happy, healthy life with, of course, the latest addition to the family, sweet little angel. That's where we leave it for this morning. Here's Graham with a final look at what's happening in the world of sport.
Thanks so much, Toby. So let's kick it off with rugby. There was nail-biting action in Super Rugby out there, Roa, when the Hurricanes handed defending champions, the Crusaders, their first loss of the season, edging them 34-32 in a thrilling encounter in Christchurch. In the second out there, Roa fixture, the Blues returned to second place on the standings behind the Crusaders. That was after recording a 21-17 win over the struggling Chiefs yesterday. Warren Gatland's men, in fact, remain at the bottom of the log with no wins from their 6 matches thus far. Staying with rugby, in the Australian domestic Super Rugby competition, the Brumbies topping the table after a 24-0 whitewash over the Western Force. That was on Saturday. The other fixture, horrible discipline costing the Waratahs against the Rebels in Sydney. The Rebels walking away with a 29-10 victory, their first win in the AU competition, and this was the third loss from 4 outings for the Tars. Then a big weekend in football, obviously the final day of the 2019-2020 English Premier League season, and what a season it's been. Saw Manchester United overcome Leicester City 2-0 at the King Power Stadium, and Chelsea beating Wolverhampton Wanderers 2-0 at Stamford Bridge to qualify for the UEFA Champions League next season. So Chelsea and United join champions Liverpool and Manchester City, who have already qualified for the tournament. The Premier League sadly will say goodbye to Watford, Bournemouth and Norwich City, who all finished at the bottom of the log and will be relegated from the competition. Then on to motorsport. Flying Frenchman Fabio Quartararo made it back-to-back wins in Spain after winning a hot and tiring race at the Andalusian Grand Prix. It was an all-Yamaha podium for the first time since 2014, with Monster Yamaha's Maverick Vinales in second and teammate and 9-time world champion Valentino Rossi in third place. This was Rossi's first podium in a year, but his 199th career podium. Unbelievable. That's a wrap of your sport and news for today. Let's delve into the final hour of the show.
Breakfast show.
Delve into you, man.
You are still locked.
You are locked in.
You're not making a mistake. And you are not
Just
making a mistake about it. You are still with your feel-good breakfast show. It is Expresso. We're live right here on SABC3. It's time for us to talk about this really incredible way that Nedbank has introduced to help us all scan to pay. It's a new feature that's exciting. It's really just changing the way in which we transact when we are in the retail environment. I think it's fantastic.
It's so cool, Tubbs. Now, like, while shopping days are fun, the parking situation is not. And no one likes looking for parking or standing in long queues waiting to pay for your parking ticket. And this is why Nedbank have figured out a way to get rid of these frustrations, indeed.
Absolutely. Now, what they've done is they've developed a new technology that lets you pay for your parking ticket with the Scan to Pay feature on the Nedbank Money app. It's a first in South Africa. It's an absolute first. You literally just scan and pay the parking ticket with your phone. The best part of it all is that this feature is available to everyone, regardless of who you bank with, given that you do have a QR code scanning banking enabled app. It is fantastic.
It really is, Taz. Now, what I really love about this is that in the time of social distancing, you don't have to stand in a pay station queue anymore, or you don't even have to touch anything when you're paying with your cash.
Yeah.
So it's that simple, and all you have to do to win is scan and pay, and it's available now at Sandton City, Nelson Mandela Square, and of course, Melrose Arch. So check it out if you are in the area. It's so simple, man.
It's a total win, I think. I mean, because the thing is, if you are out shopping, the last thing you want, imagine you're carrying all your shopping bags out there. Now you're having to be trying to find that parking ticket. Sometimes you've lost it, sometimes you've thrown it away with the till slip. This is going to change the game. Well done, Nedbank. Salute. Scan to Pay.
So I'm chatting to Umalume Musa here. He's owned a small clothing factory for years now, and he's always inspired me with his success. But like a lot of businesses, this lockdown's hit him hard. So he spoke to his banker, and they've put together a tailor-made relief solution for him to help his business and his people get through this. Making your bank your business partner, that's a habit worth keeping.
Now, I want you, Jamie, and you guys at home to cast your mind back. Remember the energy, the vigor with which we went forth into our initial 21-day lockdown period. 21 days seemed like enough time to conquer everything, solve all of our problems. But now that we are months in and with no end in our immediate sight, our mental health can tend to fluctuate between being stable and being completely jeopardized. And I think lockdown fatigue has us realizing that it's maybe okay not to be okay.
Understandably so. So today we're asking the question, are you feeling mentally strong during this lockdown? This morning we're joined via video call by psychologist and founder of the A Really Good Therapist Center, Dr. Hanan Bushkin, to help us discuss this topic. So head on over to our Facebook page, drop a comment on this post. We would love to engage with you. Good morning, Dr. Hanan. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Good morning. Great to be with you.
Crazy times. I mean, if I had a penny for every time I've said unprecedented, can't wait for precedented times to return again. This really has been a test on every kind of level of life, and I think mentally more than any other. Can you maybe explain to us the dialogue that arose when we went into our initial 21-day lockdown period? Why were we all so strongly encouraged to use those 3 weeks as maybe a retreat for our mental and physical health, an opportunity to take stock and grow ourselves? And as the lockdown has continued, the realization that we've got to actually maintain that. We've got to start taking care of our mental health.
Right. So, when we first entered into the 21 days, it seemed like a really great party. It seemed kind of exciting. We're going to pivot. It's the new norm. We're going to reinvent ourselves. We're all starting from scratch. There's unity in the country. We're all going to engage with the family. We're all going to be better fathers, better mothers, better spouses. This is going to be an exciting little holiday for 21 days. We're going to come out of it being better. And that's quite exciting, actually, when you enter into it. But actually, as the time kind of gets into it and you realize that staying in the same house, being with the kids, being so-called trapped, is not as exciting as it promised on the brochure. So whenever we enter into a new environment, the first thing that kicks in is adrenaline. We look forward to it. We want to discover new spaces. We want to develop. We want to be better. But as the time goes by, we actually realize that this norm, the so-called new norm that we've all heard over the last 5-6 months, is different. We want to go back to the way that it was. We want to go back to how we were with our friends and our families and how we used to engage. And now this new norm is actually not so nice anymore. And that's when the adrenaline actually starts to go down. And suddenly we realize that actually this is not as it was promised on the brochure. And that's when anxiety can kick in, depression, insecurity, frustration. And that's when the real trauma comes in.
Doctor, is it then advisable and is it even always possible to be in tune with one's emotions, even with all this extra time we have been afforded?
It's incredibly difficult to be in tune with our emotion when we enter into what we call a fight or flight response. So I'll give you an analogy. If you're running away from a lion, you enter into what we call a fight or flight response. And in that moment when I pause the picture and I say to you, what's your name? What's 2 times 7? Your first response is, I don't know. I just care about survival.
Yeah.
I just want to cope and survive. So when we enter into this crazy fight or flight response, when all we care about is the immediate survival, whether it's a survival of our marriage, whether it's survival of our job, survival of financial income, survival of our friendships, that's all we care about. It's very difficult at that moment to be alert and aware of your inner emotional state. But later on, when things calm down, that's when we become aware, and that's when we go, oh, things have changed. And once again, that's when the anxiety and the trauma kicks in.
So then, following on from that, maybe with that comes the realization that it's actually okay to be okay with this idea that we're not going to have everything in control, that things can be a little bit overwhelming. And with what's happening in the world, a lot of it isn't in our control. So sometimes we've got to kind of trust the process and come to terms with that.
So the biggest thing that I see with my patients these days is that not only are they not okay, but they're also not okay with not being okay. So this time is a very trying time for everybody because we're adjusting. We're adjusting to a brand new world with brand new rules, with brand new four walls around us. And this adjustment takes a lot of energy. And it's okay to go through this adjustment. The analogy that I can give you, if you're learning to ride a bicycle for the first time, if you have kids and you're teaching them to ride a bicycle, or you're learning to ride a bicycle yourself, you're going to expect yourself to fall and trip and get out of balance. And you got to be okay with that. The moment you expect yourself to learn to ride a bicycle and never fall and never trip and never scathe your elbow or your knee, that is when you're going to be disappointed by hurting yourself. So the trick is to be okay with the process of falling, and the universe in time rewards us with the adjustment. The universe then in time rewards us with being okay with the process. We just got to go through it wholeheartedly and be in the moment.
All about trusting the process. Love that.
Which is very difficult. I mean, these are extraordinary circumstances, and I think the financial impact on a grand scale on our individual lives does play a massive part. But we're going to continue to give you some practical advice on how you can get to a point to be just okay with being not okay as our starting point. Doctor, we're going to ask you to stick around so we can continue that discussion. And I'm going to put it to you guys at home. Are you feeling mentally strong during this lockdown? Some people have responded well to it, others not so much. We'd love to hear your question, your comments for psychologist Dr. Hanan Bushkin. So head over to our Facebook page, drop a comment on this post, and we'll engage with you. Maybe you've got some sage advice to share with us as well on how to deal with this very not normal, new normal that everyone keeps talking about.
I love it. That's the content we signed up for. Now, talking about coping during lockdown, let's help others cope too. Why not? After being inspired by her daughter's selfless act of kindness last week, we have a very, very special donation from Renee Human, Expresso superfan, and of course, the mother of Zoe from our digital team. Renee raised her daughter with the mantra, when you give to others, you will be blessed in return. And there couldn't be a more fitting time to uphold and live by this advice. Take a look at this.
Hi guys, so today my mom said she's going to help us fill a bag. Hi mom.
Hi there viewers. Yep, I'm filling a bag today. So here we go. There we go. And I challenge you to do the same.
Love it. I love it, Renee. I love it, Zoe. Well done to the humans. Let's give them a big round of applause.
Yeah.
Why not? Come on, that's what we like to see. That is so beautiful. But you got the numbers for us.
I got the numbers for you guys. And of course, you can see how easy it is, Tubbs, just from that clip that we just showed you. Now, thanks to the continuous and ongoing efforts of South African citizens, Woolies has managed to raise, wait for it, 2,199,609 rand. Give it up, people. Yes. Now, what this means, Tubbs, and the rest of you incredible humans out there, that this equates to a total of 745,630 meals. And that means 3,547 bags have officially been donated. And now we are under the 260,000 meal mark, which is, well, we're actually 260,000 meals away from our goal, which can be achieved roughly if only 26,000 South Africans donated as little as 10 rand each.
We can do it.
It is as simple as that, Tubbs. Now, a massive thank you once again goes out to Zoe and Renee for their donations and showing South Africa just how quickly and easily we all can help out.
I love it. Wow.
So there are a few ingredients capable of as much as the humble lentil. We've proven this already today. They are a great, long-lasting pantry item, which is cool. They're inexpensive, and they're a very good protein alternative. A certified triple threat, if you ask us. So today, Chef Clem's already taken us through one avenue with a curry, which was amazing. Now we're going to lentil it up a notch by cooking up some vegan lentil and cauliflower tacos. Is it a taco? Isn't a taco crunchy? Just to educate me,
well,
buddy.
you get soft shell tacos as well. This is more tortilla, just like
Yeah, it's using tortilla wraps.
So it's not quite a burrito would be folded.
It's a tortillito.
Burrito.
Yeah, but it's delicious.
It's amazing is what it is. It's beautiful and it's meat-free, and it's again heroing this little hero that is the lentil. What a little champion. And you are getting your protein in still. So if you're looking for a meat-free alternative to still get your protein in,
this is where it's at.
This little guy, this pulse is the guy.
Yeah. So let's talk about what I've done so far. So I've cooked off the lentils. You can use canned lentils by all means. Love canned lentils because I mean, boom, rinse, good to go. Yeah. Absolutely, that's done. What I've started doing here is I've blended up an onion and a tomato, and I started frying it off. And the more you fry it, the more intense that orangey like color turns red.
Okay.
And that's just intensifying the flavor of everything that's happening in the pan. That's going to be the base of our filling. So to that, we're going to add some spices. I've got some beautiful spices going in. This is like a curry, like a mild curry spice, but it's coriander, cumin, and a little bit of chili. Okay. In Mexican food, you also use coriander and cumin and all of the stuff. So we're kind of like playing around with a little bit of like crossing cuisines with a bit of Indian flavor going in. So add a little bit of oil in there, and then we're going to amp it up again, a little bit of ginger going in. Ginger's great. I also, when I buy ginger and I buy the big thumbs of ginger, I'll break up what I need and then I freeze.
A thumb?
A thumb. Because I mean, you think what ginger...
I know, it does look like fingers and thumbs. I don't know that.
I know some people that have like knobbly thumbs like that.
Yeah.
Tabiso. It's joking! It's joking. It's joking.
Show us your thumbs.
Tabiso's got very normal, average thumbs.
He's got beautiful hands, actually.
We'll try and get a picture of his thumbs later.
Quite graceful hands.
He does. Okay,
so again here, I'm picking up that you're layering the flavors, and that seems to be so vital when cooking with something like, well, any vegetables, but with the lentils specifically, you want to intensify the flavor.
Because they take on flavor so well. And they've got like a very beautiful like robustness to them already. And they just complement so well with spices and intense things like garlic and ginger. So don't ever serve just a bowl of lentils. No one's going to be happy. Amplify the flavors. You're going to see how well it goes down. So like I was saying about the ginger, I'll use the thumb that I need and then I'll freeze the rest with the skins on. Really? And then when I need it, I just take a grater and I'll just grate it straight into the pan. And you'll see you'll be left off with the skins in your hand. So try that tip at home. Just freeze your ginger.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to go buy myself a thumb and or a whole hand of ginger. And
whole hand of ginger, if you need, absolutely. Beautiful, beautiful. Exactly what I wanted to kind of catch it a little bit at the bottom of the pan. When it catches like that, that's just intensifying the flavor. You want that to happen. You can take with a little bit of water if you want, but I'm good for now. So I've added the garlic, ginger, the spices went in. I'm going to add some chunked up cauliflower. I'm going to give them a chance to absorb the flavors of everything that's going on in the pan first.
And I'm thinking, because that's going to be very much the textural element here, so you don't want to overcook your cauli. You need that's the crunch. That's the...
Yeah, that's going to be the body of like your taco. So you don't want to overcook it, you're right. So at this point, it's looking a bit dry. People at this stage would add oil to their pan. Fine, but if you're trying to like kind of balance out the flavors nice and work with a lighter, healthier dish, just take your pan, a little bit of water, and then back on the heat, and that's all you need. And again, that water is also going to lift a little bit of that, like the beautiful char off the bottom of the pan.
It's going to deglaze.
Deglaze, exactly. That's exactly what it is.
That's what we learned earlier today.
So then that's going to start simmering nicely. Our beautiful lentils are going in.
Okay, and they've been cooked already, so you don't have to worry. Cool.
But like I said at home, canned is perfectly fine. You got to have that can-do attitude when it comes to lentils, because lentils can do almost anything.
You can do it, though. You can.
I've seen lentils in a cake.
Yeah.
And a chocolate cake.
We will see lentils in a chocolate cake.
We'll work on that.
Later, yeah.
And it was so delicious. And the thing is, like, the chef only told me afterwards that there were lentils in that chocolate cake. And I understand why. It keeps the cake dense, moist, and delicious. So that's definitely a recipe I will try. I love lentils. Okay, cool. So this is cooking through. Again, if it looks a bit dry, again, add a little bit of water.
A touch of water, cool.
Definitely salt and pepper. This is a bit of a mix going in there. You do want to season this really well to bring out those flavors. I'm actually going to add a little bit of more water. I like when I make curries or when I make stews, I like the method of adding a little more water than I actually need. And then reducing it down. So you give by adding a lot of water, you give all the flavors a chance to marry in the pot, and then you reduce it.
You can always thicken it as you go.
Yeah, thinking about how you're going to develop that flavor. Cool. That's what I'm looking for. That's going to cook down. It's going to become so delicious and beautiful. Let's build these beautiful tacos. Okay, one more thing actually. We're going to make a vegan creamy cheese-ish sauce. Okay. We're using cashews, okay?
Creamy cheese-ish sauce using cashews.
I say cheesy, but it becomes a very creamy, almost like a cream cheese kind of sauce drizzle. So I've got some cashews in here. You could soak your cashews if you wanted to. A bit of water. That's looking good. You can soak your cashews if you want to do, but I find like using a NutriBullet is perfectly fine. You'll get that nice texture. In we go with some lemon. At this point, you could add some garlic if you wanted to. That'd be great.
It's like a hummus.
Like a hummusy vibe. It's like a chickpea. I mean, if you could just hold this up, look at that texture. I mean, hummus to the core, like absolutely.
Completely, yeah.
That's delicious. So we're going to serve that together. Salt and pepper going in.
I mean, say what you will, this is incredibly healthy, everything that you put together here for our tacos. This is
and it's
unbelievably nutritious.
And you don't want to spend so much time in the kitchen. Okay, now I'm going to give you the most important step of this recipe.
Okay. Wow, my life has been changed forever.
Glad that you got that step.
Thank you so much for telling me that. Oh my word, I hope you guys got that at home.
That's life-changing.
I'll never be the same again.
So that's beautiful. Look at that thickness in there. Beautiful thick cashew sauce that's in there. So we're going to boil this guy. Let's get the heat on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to toast my tortillas. And toasting tortillas is like toasting your bread. You bring out the toasty flavors of the flour of the bread itself. So by doing this, you make your tortilla taste a little more crunchy, a little more delicious.
And now you're tacoing it.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it though, but it's kind of cool. So then, cool, toasting it nicely on the heat. You can see a little bit of charry, but like
you do it under the grill if you don't have a gas hob, hey?
Do a dry pan. In a dry pan, perfectly fine.
Okay.
Yeah, in a dry pan, over the flame, just like this. Under the grill in the oven, if you really want to grain, you think it's burning, right? You like watching it.
Dude, come on, man.
No, that's beautiful. And you want to get it nice and charred like that. That's all that flavor. So cool. So to that,
because that
it looks
avo and the nuts and the
yeah. Oh,
look at that, man.
My goodness. Okay, cool.
There's our beautiful filling.
Sprinkle, sprinkle.
Some retoche.
And then a little bit of our beautiful sauce. That's our taco done.
Beautiful. All right, well, we are going to leave it there because it looks absolutely spectacular. You can find this recipe at expressoshow.com. Thank you for another absolute gem. There you have them. Our lentil is the hero once again.
What is Fadi saying? Hello, Malibongwe. We
are well acquainted with each other.
We have 10 seconds and then we're coming to you, okay?
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back, everybody, to your Feel Good Breakfast Show right here on SABC3. Today, we're focusing all about mental health. And, you know, it's a simple yet very loaded question. Are you okay? Now, we often get an answer that doesn't really reflect the truth. And so while we're unpacking the importance of paying attention to your mental health with Dr. Hanan Bushkin, we want to find out what people out there are saying about how they feel, how they really feel during this pandemic and time.
And that's why, you know, now we're being joined via video call by Malibongwe Tlaba, motivational speaker and One Young World ambassador, who recently took part in a campaign that sought to find the answers to those seemingly very simple and easy questions, right? A very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us, Namhlanje. How are you doing?
I'm good, and you guys?
We're good. I think we're okay, you know. But I want to get into this because So good. You know, since the initial 21-day lockdown period was first announced, the dialogue going around that is that we are supposed to be calm and zen and peaceful because we are spending so much time in our safe space. But what is the danger of this notion and of this dialogue?
I think the danger of it is that reality starts kicking in. When I talk about reality start kicking in, responsibilities that you don't know about. We get people now losing their jobs because of this 21 days lockdown. There are businesses that are no longer running. So I think it's all those things combined in one. And sometimes being caught in one place and not be able to move. It seems like a lot of people felt as if it was prison, you know, but I think the notion of saying that is okay, it gets to a point where kids are now no longer at school. So now as a parent, you have to juggle working from home and you also have to juggle a lot of things, you know, and you are in your safe space, but there's a lot of noise around you and all those things. So I think for me personally, I believe that it is very dangerous to think that's okay, but also it was a time for us to find ourselves and find who we are, you know, as the nation or as a community or as a person.
100% agree with you, Ndikalele, because also the rates of femicide in South Africa shot up high. So that's one of, you know, the dangers of the national lockdown and the pandemic. But when Amalmangwa, you recently took part in the 3-Word Stories campaign. What powerful responses did you see, and what would you say, you know, is the truest reflection of the mental state of South Africans during this lockdown and pandemic?
I think one of the challenges that I faced during the campaign was when I was doing a campaign, a 3-word story with I am overwhelmed. And I kind of noticed that parents I recently have a lot of things that they deal with. You know, one parent called on radio and said, Malibongwe, my kid is gone. I don't know where my kid is ever since the lockdown started, you know. And parents had a lot of things that they were going through. And that for me was a challenge. How do I, as a motivational speaker, help that person who's telling me that my kid is gone, my kid is pregnant, is gone, we don't know where my kid is, and my kid is only 16 years old. So that was a challenge up until I had to say to myself, Mama, you know what? Sometimes these things will pass. You know, we need to accept certain things that will come to you, but everything will pass. You know, there's nothing under the sun that will never pass. It's just to accept that this thing is happening now and it will also pass. I think that's what I've learned during the campaign, is that there's nothing that is permanent. Now, as people, we like to make permanent decision in temporary circumstances. And this lockdown is just a temporary circumstance, and we shouldn't make permanent decisions. So that's what I learned during the campaign.
I love that. I feel like I'm at church.
Preach.
Amen.
I also want to bring it back to, you know, the dialogue of you saying when people confront that they're not okay, what is the importance of people reaching out and expressing that and saying, you know what, listen to me, I'm not okay right now. What is the importance of saying that out loud to people so that they can acknowledge that you're not okay?
I think one of the things that I like to share with people is that it's okay not to be okay. As a nation, when a person greets you, and you don't even notice that that person, maybe if you had said that you're not okay, that person could help you. It's okay, guys, not to be okay. We know we live in a society where even if a person is asking you how you're doing, you know that you slept without eating, but you're going to say you're okay. But I think during this lockdown, we need to accept that we're not okay. We need to accept that we're going through challenging times. We need to accept that we're losing our jobs. We need to accept that every single thing that is happening around us, once we accept, it's a first step. It's a first step of moving forward. So that's what I believe in. I believe that we need to accept and move forward, because once we accept that we are not okay, it is easier for the next person to help you. Now, I live in a community called Elindelane, and I know that there are a lot of challenges that are facing in my community. So I need to, like, when I go around, when I'm asking a person, are you okay? If they don't accept that they are not okay, I'm not going to be able to help them. Now, when you accept that you're not okay, we will be able to help you as a nation or as a community. Remember, there's this thing that it takes a village to raise a child. So if you want to live a proper life, you need to accept that you're not okay, so that the nation is going to help you. We need to grow a village. We need to grow a community. So we need to accept that we're not okay.
Malibongwe Xaba, I have learned so much from this conversation. I've learned that you need to accept that you're not okay when you are not okay and own up to it, and not feel that you are being selfish when you express that. And also do not make permanent decisions in temporary situations such as this one. And also just take care of your mental and emotional well-being, man. Enkosi kakhulu for joining us namhlanje. You have shared words of inspiration and motivation for many of us South Africans out there who are going through, so much. I hope that you have a blessed morning further.
Okay, thank you very much. I like to say, Bafwetu, we need to stay together and stick to the nation lockdown rules. And ngiyabonga kakhulu. Remember, it takes a village to raise a child, and singakwazi ukuthi siqhubekele phambili if we believe. Thank you very much.
Beautiful.
What's better than a sugar-coated, deliciously crispy golden brown donut and 100% Arabica beans brewed to perfection? Treat yourself and warm up your morning with a little sweetness from McCafe with the all-new mini donut and cappuccino offer. A little lovin' doesn't have to cost a lot. Great coffee, simple.
Otherwise, you're gonna... Okay. I need the lyrics. 1, 2.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Monday, so we are talking relationships. And today, psychologist and founder of A Really Good Therapist Center, Dr. Hanan Bushkin, is joining us via video call to help us gain insight and techniques to understand and strengthen our mental health during lockdown. Once again, thank you so much for staying tuned with us this morning, Doctor.
Great to be here and to continue this conversation.
A vitally important conversation that I think maybe to our detriment has just been playing out in our own inner space, in our own minds, where we've been left alone with our demons for so long. What is the importance, when there's so much denial going on, I would imagine at the moment, the importance of everyone being honest with each other, honest with ourselves, and especially those people stuck in our immediate bubble, honest with each other about our mental health, the state of our mental health when we broach this topic?
What's very important to acknowledge is that you can't fix what you're not aware of. The moment we act like ostriches with our heads in the sand, it's impossible to deal with what is. So it's like the analogy of taking your car to a mechanic. The mechanic could never fix the issue of the car if he doesn't acknowledge what's broken. We can't play this pretend that everything is wonderful and great, because what do we fix? We only have X amount of units of energy in the day, and the trick is to use those units in elements and areas of our lives that need those units of energy. The moment those units are up, we close our eyes, we say goodnight, and we wake up the next morning with new units of energy, but we don't have more than we have. And the aim is really to acknowledge what is broken, what isn't working well. And just because something's not working well, by the way, it doesn't mean there's a mental disorder. It just means something's not working well, and it needs those units of energy in order to fix, resolve, deal with it.
Doctor, what would you then say are some of the tools we can use if we feel that we are never going to be okay during this time?
What's important to acknowledge that even in a hurricane, there are elements of your life that you can control. I'm sure you've heard this, and we've all heard this many times, control what you can, let go of what you can't. But then the common question is, what can we control during this crazy hurricane? There's plenty. You can control the quality of your relationship with your spouse. You can control the quality of your relationship with your kids, the quality of your relationship with your friends. You can control your self-development. How are you going to be better when you come out of it? And I know it sounds crazy, but can we be better coming out of it? Absolutely. You make the choice of being a victim and seeing this as I'm going to be worse, or being a victor and seeing this as I'm going to be better. You can control your diet. You can control your exercise. You can control when you go to bed and when you wake up and your routine. All those elements that I've just mentioned are under your control 100%. The more you focus on what you can control, the more in control you will be. The less you focus on what you can control and focus more on what you can't, the more you'll fall apart.
The more panicked you'll be. I love it. It's almost like it's a training camp for our own kind of inner journey. And you've got to go through those hard yards, but often that's where you can find the most growth, is once you force through those gateways. But what do we do if we get to that extreme point where we can't do anything, where we feel like we have been stuck in this lost feeling for just too long, that seems things aren't getting better, that we don't or can't grab hold of those positive thoughts, those tools to be able to manage this? What do we do when the situation becomes unmanageable?
I think that's a really fair comment. And I think it's fair to say that sometimes the weight on our shoulders through this environment can be a little bit too heavy for us to carry. There's no shame in asking for help. There's no shame in getting advice. There's no shame in turning to a professional, a mentor, somebody that you trust, and go, what would you do? How would I handle this? Do you know somebody that I can speak to? There's no shame in turning to somebody that could give you advice and can pull you out of this quicksand. It's very difficult to pick ourselves up using our own shoestrings at times. And the more you try, the more frustrated you will be. If you find yourself in a position, in a situation where it's a little bit too difficult for you to see a way out, I want to tell you, there is always a way out. There is always a solution. Just because you can't find the solution doesn't mean a solution doesn't exist. But lean on somebody that will give you the out, that will give you the solution, that will give you the advice, that will give you the motivation to get out of it.
You are not alone. As much as it feels like it, you really are not alone. If nothing else, you've got us, and you've got Dr. Bushkin. Doc, thank you so much. Really appreciate the practical advice. And I know you must be going through quite an intense time now, playing your role as a psychologist. So all the best of luck to you. I hope you're managing to stay sane and safe during these unprecedented times as well.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I'm glad that we've had this conversation, and I encourage everybody to continue having these conversations.
Now, if someone asks you if you are okay, allow yourself the grace and kindness to give the most honest answer possible.
No, I'm lost.
We are all, of course, feeling the effects of our current world situation, and it is okay to not be okay.
Such great advice there from Dr. Bushkin, and keeping with the advice, and we're taking it to the kitchen now and helping you get through this week. And if you're ever I'm sure dreading those Mondays, then think again, of course, because this recipe will drown any sorrows in that sweetness. Now, it's not only powered by the natural goodness of canola oil and lentils, but it's also more decadent and delicious with each and every bite that you indulge in. Now, Be Well canola oil is the healthier choice due to its 2-to-1 ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 and only contains 7% saturated fat. Now, this means you can enjoy a sneaky treat without the added guilt. And join us as we show you exactly exactly how we get it done. Nicole Snelling, I'm so excited. This is like a health cake of note, so this is ticking all my boxes.
Yes, and like I said earlier, our hero ingredient is lentils.
Lentils,
so we're
yeah.
actually going to be adding that to our cake. But before we get to that, we're going to just start off with our dry ingredients.
Okay.
We're going to, you can see it's beautiful cocoa color, chocolate. So we got cocoa going in here with your flour. A little bit of salt, always add salt to your baking. It just enhances the flavors. Some sugar, you can obviously use a sweetener here as well, and a little bit of baking powder. This is your rising agent. So you want to mix this all together, just that you don't land up over mixing your cake, because you want to mix your dry ingredients so they're well incorporated.
All right, of course, guys, if you are looking for inspiration, expressoshow.com, you can see it now. Head over to the website and you can see how we're making this delicious lentil-inspired chocolate cake that I'm probably going to steal and indulge all to myself. So everybody else in the studio, sorry, you've been warned. So Nicole, it seems like you're kind of making a cake already. Nothing is out of the ordinary right now.
No, nothing out of the ordinary. We've got some eggs going in here, a little bit of vanilla, a little bit of your vinegar. So vinegar also helps your rising agent bubble up a little bit more. It's like a reaction.
So weird, vinegar in a cake. I would never expect that.
You don't taste it, I promise you. So a little bit of a double thick yogurt going in here, and then a little bit of our BWL oil. We're putting canola oil in today. Just 2 tablespoons. I mean, you can use a measuring spoon, but for me, I've got enough time on my hands to know.
Figured it out right now, I'm assuming.
Exactly. Then we're adding our lentils. So what we've done, we've just cooked this lentils and you just blitzed it. If you don't have a blender, just mash it up a bit, just so that you can make it nice and fine. So you want to cook this a little bit.
And is it raw lentils? Are we using something from a can? Does it make a difference?
I've just cooked them. So I boiled the lentils in a little bit of water and some salt, and then until they're nice and soft, and then I put them through a blender. So you can do that with a masher as well.
So interesting to see. You don't see lentils in this consistency and in this texture, so it already has taken a new shape completely.
It's completely hidden, you know, that's what's so nice about it. Then you're going to add a little bit of coffee. So coffee really enhances that flavor of chocolate. So you just want to gently put this all together, fold it nicely. Once it's incorporated, you're going to put it into a baking tin. I've used a nice silicone one. If you don't have a silicone one, just a normal cake tin with some baking powder, then baking powder, paper. Then you're going to put it in a preheated oven at 180 degrees, and then you are going to bake it till the skewer test comes out nice and clean. I'd say about 15 to 20 minutes.
Skewer test?
Yes.
What is the skewer test?
A skewer. So you take either a metal skewer or a very thin knife or even a wooden skewer, and you insert it to the center of the cake. If there's a little bit of batter on the skewer, it's raw.
Oh wow!
If there's nothing on the skewer, it's completely cooked and it's 100% to go.
All right, well, there's another tip for you from Expresso Show. Of course, guys, head over to the website for more of this inspiration. And if you're looking for that skewer test, I think I'm going to be walking around with all my cooking now and just poking food. Is that? Nah, it's not good.
No.
It's not good.
Definitely don't be doing that. So then we've just put a beautiful buttercream frosting on top, which is literally just a little bit of icing sugar, some cocoa, and some butter. And I've just spread it on some chocolate shavings, and there we go.
Voila, is that it?
That's it.
I'm sitting here waiting for the other steps, and we are done, people. And it's as simple as that. What better way than winning with a winning recipe? And our winning prizes, of course, is what we want to do. And we still have that 1-year supply of canola oil up for grabs. And all you have to do is reply to the competition post on the Expresso Facebook or Twitter page and tell us what dish you wouldn't be the same without. And of course, how would you do it? By using your BWL canola oil. And don't forget to use the hashtag switch to canola. And the competition is clearly heating up, so don't forget to enter. And of course, the competition closes tomorrow at midnight, so you still have time. Get involved, and make sure you can check out those T's and C's, which can be found on expressoshow.com. Nicole, it's smelling incredible.
Shut up, we're ready.
Cheers, guys.
Be well. Love, food, life.
Welcome back, you gorgeous people, to your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso, here on SABC3. Of course, this morning's show has all been about coping during lockdown. We all know it really can take a toll on our mental health, and it's been so good to hear how we can navigate that space. But of course, what better way to get our spirits up than with music? And that's why Jared Ricketts, and accompanied by on the keys, Roderick McKay, presented 3 songs for you at home to choose from. As far as our social media pages are concerned, you have gotten those votes coming through. Let's take a look at them. Here I Am to Worship at 48.6%. I Surrender All at 37.1%. And Fix Me Jesus, 14.3%. But now it's the time we've been waiting for that performance. I Surrender All. Take it away, guys.
Whatever you're going through, remember that you can surrender everything on your heart to God. All to Jesus I surrender. All to Him I freely give. I will ever love and trust Him in His presence daily live. I surrender all. I surrender all to Thee, my blessed Savior. I surrender all to Jesus. Oh, I surrender humbly at His feet. I bow. Worldly pleasures all forsaken. Take me, Jesus. Oh, take me now. I surrender all. Oh, I surrender all to Thee, my blessed Savior. Oh, I surrender all. I surrender all. Oh, I surrender all. Oh, come to Jesus, my blessed Savior. Oh, we surrender all. Thank you.
Wow, you've got to love it. And our spirits are elevated.
Yeah, truly
Our spirits
elevated.
are truly elevated. What a way to start a brand new week. We feel so good. Thank you very much, Jared Ricketts, and of course, Roderick McKay, superstars on a Monday, Gospel Mondays, here on Expresso. Wow.
Just very briefly, yesterday I watched this show, Lunchtime with Jared Ricketts. Amazing. I look forward to this coming Sunday. You guys must also do the same. Make sure to go on their Facebook page, Jared Ricketts, to see all the information that you need for this upcoming Sunday. You will not regret it. It is an entire production, a spectacle.
Yeah. Oh, a spectacle. A spectacle. G-Man, how you feeling? How you feeling? How's your spirits? Raul?
Spirits are soaring this morning. So I'm going to say it's the last time I'm going to say it this year, buddy. Congratulations.
Yes!
On Liverpool winning the Premier League. So we're really going to be opening the line. So if you guys have got any sports commentary that you want to add to the mix, hit us up on our Facebook or Expresso Morning Show. All of our Instagram and social media platforms. We love to stay connected, and we love to see you live on air, which we'll do tomorrow. Adios, muchachos.
Expresso Show, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.